Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, gotta fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between. Yeah, it's all that, and we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to What's Talk Raps. You're listening to What's Talk Raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Welcome. It is Saturday. You know what that is. This is Grapsody. I am Phil Lindsey. I'm here with the big homie Righteous Reg. What's going on with you?
In the building, it's your favorite rapper, your favorite podcaster, your favorite writer, Righteous Reg, Media Man. It's Saturday morning. I'm feeling really good for some reason this Saturday. I'm excited to be here with my homeboy, Philip Lindsey. It's Big Grapsody. What's up with you, Phil?
I just walked in like 10 minutes ago, and I was trying to.
You was at breakfast?
Yeah, I was breakfast with my dad, and so when I walked in, I was like, I swear I'm forgetting to do something while I was setting up my laptop and everything. I was like, so some stuff I was doing very last minute, like a familiar co-host on this show.
Listen, it felt like nostalgia, and felt pretty good.
Felt like we were back.
I was actually thinking about it, and our anniversary is coming up very soon. It's about to be September, and October, the beginning of October is when we started this whole thing.
October 2nd. That will be our 3-year anniversary. We've officially been doing this thing almost 3 years.
That's crazy.
Which sounds crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, go figure.
3 of them, Phil.
3 of them things. Every time I see certain things online, and I just think things are funny. I think a lot of things are funny.
Things are so funny. Things are hilarious. I'm crying all the time. No, 3 years feels pretty good. There was a moment there when Will left where your boys are like, "What is this? What's going on here, Phil?"
People thought we was done, man. They're ready to write us off, man.
It's funny because we thought of what our pod could become and where we were going to go moving forward. And I thought we would feature a lot more people going forward, but it just felt natural for us to just do this most of the time. And I'm so happy that we got to that point.
Yeah, definitely want to keep having guests on. That first few months or so, we had a guest almost every week. We were having a lot of frequent guests. I definitely want to keep doing that. But
always.
I think after a while, it's like, I think we can drive this ship with the 2 of us. It's cool.
We got this.
We can wait. Yeah, man. Shout out to Mr. Hat and Clogs, man. Saying I heard you on Keep Kicking It Strong Style.
Yes,
Appreciate you for coming through. Appreciate the first time listeners. Everybody that has hung with us for now almost. Well, not almost a year, over a year as a duo.
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate to you, the guys over at Kicking the Strong Style, for having me on. Really enjoying the G1, so was really excited to have me on. And so they go, yeah, we run long, and I said, oh yeah, that sounds familiar. We run long on our podcast.
What
cool.
They meant by long?
Yeah, they do about the same amount of time as we do.
Okay. Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, you get to go long. I said, yeah. I'm used to it.
That's what we do every time. It's funny. I was thinking about Ask Grapsody. If you guys haven't, of course, we're on Patreon answering a bunch of questions over here. And sometimes, in the beginning, I remember we talked about doing that show, and it was like, we'll probably just do an hour every other week, get a couple questions in. It hasn't been an hour in so long.
Y'all be hitting us with a bunch of questions, man. Like that one week we came in and had almost 50 questions. I'm like, yo,
what's up?
What's going on?
Y'all are so funny. Of course, though, we appreciate y'all. Y'all are the best supporters continuously at shows and in places. Oh, I could tell this great story now that we are talking about the 3-year anniversary. The other day, I was going to meet my partner over in San Francisco. She was a little bit late, so I had to go over to coffee shop, sitting in there, drinking my little coffee, chilling. There's a homie sitting across on a laptop, just doing his work, has some homework or whatever. I don't know what's going on. just kicking it in my own world. He gets up, walks over to me, and I'm like, oh no, it's about to go down.
Oh no.
Got to be fighting in this San Francisco coffee shop right now.
There he is over there.
That's him. I found him.
Wait.
I feel like he was like researching me on his laptop, Phil, for like 5 minutes. Like, okay, oh yeah, that's definitely him. Now, this is what happened. I got on the phone and I started talking. And then a minute later is when he stands up. So he comes over and he's like, Reg? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, big fan of Grapsody. Been listening to your pod for a long time since Will was on there. I like your content and all this. And I'm like, in this San Francisco coffee shop, no wrestling shows, away from all the rest. Nobody knows me anywhere. And to get recognized for this pod and what I do with my friends is amazing, dude. It's like, it's a feeling I can't even express fully because like at a wrestling show, it makes sense. You know, we are a wrestling podcast, but like out in the wild is wild.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still not used to that. Still,
it's weird,
still
but so cool.
That's cool. Yeah. I don't. It's kind of weird. This time of year, I'm kind of in that. Man, when's basketball coming back? Like, but football starting. Bears are 4-0. Coming out of preseason. I know better than to get excited about that, but it does seem like there's good energy around the team. People are speaking very highly of Caleb Williams. I haven't watched the game yet. I'm gonna check it out, but
I've known my friend for around probably about 5 years now going on, and he has never been once genuinely excited about a Chicago Bears season. So like he doesn't even like, you can't even like fake like we got it this season. I've never heard you say we got it this season.
No. I've been a Chicago sports fan my entire life, and it's beating me down. It's beating me down, and I know better than to get excited about things now. The last time I truly got excited for a Bears season, I believe that was around 2006. You couldn't tell me nothing. That year we started and we won like 8 games in a row. I was like, nah, ain't nobody fucking with us, man. Nobody's beating us. We're going to the ship, man. And I was right. We did go to the ship, and we didn't win.
Damn, dog.
Did not win.
Now, I always say the sports gods shine down on y'all with basketball and possibly the greatest of all time. And that was it.
The basketball guys have
left
on
the women's side, too.
Basketball guys have left the city a long time ago, man. I feel like something happened when Jerry Krause made certain people upset, and ever since then, the basketball guys have forsaken us, man. They've at every chance. I feel like, all right, man, we're gonna move forward, man.
Do you feel like the Last Dance played a part? Because like, there's some kind of like, or some kind of something that like exists over the Chicago Bulls, and I don't know if it's like the legend of the Chicago Bulls.
I think that's part of it, but I also think going out the door and the way things ended, Michael turned around like Seeley and was like, till you do right by me, everything you do is going to fall to shit. And that has been the case ever since. Like, because they did not do right by Mike on the way out. It still hurts me to think about him wearing a Wizards jersey or being, in management for another team. That just shouldn't have happened. But
does it make sense, dog? It's like, this is his franchise. I don't care what you guys try to do, man. This is Michael Jordan's franchise. He should be attached to him. He should be the face of this brand.
His statue's out in front of the building. Well, it's not out in the front of the building. It's inside the building now. But he built that house. He built the United Center on his back.
I stood in front of that statue, man. What a time.
Yeah, what a time.
Amazing.
I've seen people say Blackhawks. We had a moment with Blackhawks. When Blackhawks were up, it was a good feeling in the city. But yeah, as a basketball fan, I just want to see that feeling come back, man.
Say what it is. As a black person, you would say what it is. Bro. You trying to dance tiptoe around. As a basketball fan.
Listen, man. As a basketball fan, I want that feeling back. I want that feeling of being in Grant Park, parade day, confetti. I want that feeling back, and I don't know if we're going to see it anytime soon.
Listen, as a Bay Area resident and as a Golden State Warrior fan, I feel you. I understand. I've been to a couple of those, and that feeling of like the city is together, we're unified, like all of your culture is being encompassed in one day. It feels amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't make fun of me as a White Sox fan as well. I see this in our chat. Leave me alone, man. Like they're talking about moving the team to Gold Coast, and it's like,
Listen,
on,
I can't talk about moving teams. So
well, at least the team will still be in the city.
see,
We're not moving out of the state, but it
at least
just feels,
Vegas ain't coming to steal y'all. Vegas is like, we'll just take all the Bay Area. Like, at least y'all
Vegas is
can do
wild.
that. What's up with that?
But yeah, no, they're talking about moving the team to Gold Coast, which is if you're not from here, it's not on the south side. It's basically in the downtown area, which it just feels like sacrilege.
Right.
The White Sox are a south side team. Why are you going to not have the team on the south side? What do you mean?
So they're trying to move the Sox and the Bears, essentially?
Yes.
Wow.
Because that's what happens with money.
Yeah.
They want to take these things over somewhere else and overcharge.
Wow.
I hope this Arlington thing never happens because, buddy, I am never going to Arlington to watch
Dog.
I am not going to Arlington. That is not Chicago. I don't know what that is. That's
I
some
hate
suburbs.
When the money tries to force us to go to be at places we don't want to. Because you guys like money, we got to be over here. No, I want to stay where we are, dog.
Yeah, just listen. South side. But yeah. Shout out to the Chicago Sky. They are back in effect. Angel Reese has been balling out. Just got the inevitable nod from Reese's Pieces.
Oh, great.
The Reese's merch that she put out this month is great. Shout out to her. Been balling out, grabbing numerous boards, setting records. I still don't know if I believe she'll be Rookie of the Year, but definitely in that conversation.
It's a tough race out there.
Kaylin been hooping since they came back from the Olympics, man. She's been hooping.
Yeah, like a lot of them women are going crazy. Yeah, the Reese's Pieces endorsement coming finally is like, of course, you guys, she's gonna make $1 gazillion off this. It's gonna be so good. Like the arena full of her Reese's merch is gonna be great.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, shout out to her. I was a little salty because if you watch the women's Olympics for France, what's the chick's name? Gabby. She was incredible.
Yeah.
If you know the history of that, she was drafted by the Chicago Sky. But she got traded at some point, and I kept thinking, all right, well, she's not playing on the team right now, and she's got a lot of popularity coming out of that gold medal game, even though France lost. And I said, all right, well, maybe she'll come home. Maybe she'll come back to Chicago. And I saw the other day she's going to Seattle. I said, man,
not coming home. Not coming home. How'd they fumble that one?
I don't know, man. I think that a lot with things with us and how we fumble things that I think we're going to get. And I get excited for things and then they don't happen. I'm just like, all right.
I'm honestly kind of mad that I just said that word. It's in my brain because I hate it so much. Fumbled. Like, I think we need to fumble that word at this point.
Now, there's some words that I'm ready for y'all to chill on the internet.
Like, it's hammered into the ground. The horse is dead. It's beaten to death.
Aura's there too. Like, y'all got chill on Aura, man. It's over. Cut it out.
You got it. We get it. It's done. It's funny how like these things happen so quick. This new one, what is it? Demure or whatever? Like, what are you?
I have no idea what that is.
I don't want to. Like, why are you guys saying this? Like, what are these things? And it's already been burned to the ground. Stop it. Leave me alone. Get me out of this. Why? Get me out of the group chat. I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what this Demure thing is. I know what Demure means, but I don't know why Twitter has brought it and has burned it to the ground. But I don't know. I saw Will say something about how his wife had to explain it to him, and I said, "Yeah, it's over, buddy. You're post 30s, buddy. You're out of
Yeah,
here.
you can't. You can't be in on things anymore. Like, you got to be like, I'm so out. Like, I don't know the origin. I don't know. Like, I'm out as fuck, and I feel like, damn, I'm 100 years old at this point. Like, at least he has kids that he could bounce off. Like, Veda probably was in at this point. And shout out to them. They look like they're having a great time out there in London town. Great stuff.
Every time he's taking his like tourist pictures and he's getting his kids in there, Billy sometimes has that look on his face like, Dad, I don't want to do this. Leave me alone. But you know what it is. Send us your super chats if you want to be a part of the conversation. Shoot us some questions and send us your humper chats if you want to give us a bigger piece of the cut. That's humperchats.com/Fightful.
Mm-hmm. That's us. That's them. We are him. Let's see what the super chat's looking like this morning. We of course appreciate you guys as always because y'all are the greatest. Y'all are the best.
Well, hold on. Before you do that, we do have a guest.
Yes.
Have advertised a guest, so I would hope that we're delivering on a guest. Hold on. Big homie is here.
There he is.
What's up, guys? How's it
Mandem
going?
is in the building.
Listen, I must confess, I was listening to you guys on YouTube, and then I was thinking, all right, the basketball talk's over now. They talk about Demure, all right. We're feeling Demure here.
Are you Demure, Stat? What's going on here?
Oh, snap. Cresta making a run in. You know what? I can be on some days. My missus will say otherwise, but I can be on some days.
I don't know what it is, honestly. So
I like to be debonair.
Okay. See, I'm more in on that. That might be an older guy term.
You know what I'm saying?
That's an older guy term.
Exactly. We're older people. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my mid 30s.
It's over for me, man. I've accepted this.
These knees and this back, my lower back is like, stop moving, just stay in one place. Hates me. I hate it here.
Yeah, but like guys, as you know, man, huge fan of the show. When I got the invite, it's like a golden ticket for Willy Wonka. Go to the chocolate factory. Yes, I am Charlie in this situation, and I'm an audio listener. You guys, I don't know why you guys are shocked because your podcast is longer than The Godfather. It's longer than Anthony and Cleopatra. It's longer than The Irishman. It's longer than any Scorsese film, but it's worth it. You guys always deliver on great content, and I'm always on the train because I like to wear the mask still. For me, it still feels like COVID. So I'm laughing.
COVID has not gone anywhere. People are like, it made a comeback, bro. It didn't go nowhere.
It didn't go nowhere. Yeah. I'll be on the train with my mask on, just laughing to myself because you guys are just hilarious, just making me laugh. And yeah, you guys are phenomenal. I don't know when you guys talk about haters. Listen, there's no hate here from me. I love you guys. You guys are incredible. Like, huge fan of the show, huge fan of you guys. I listen to you guys every week. The content you put out is chef's kiss. Righteous Reg, Philip Lindsey, two demure fellows.
Man, appreciate that. But man, we were just talking about how in that first year without Reg, we would have the guests on, and you were by far one of the most popular guests. A lot of people kept asking, like, man, when is Sack coming back? When is Sack coming back? So, man, great to have you back. Man, UK is up right now. Listen, I was looking around last night, and I was like, man.
No, what's up?
Got a G1 winner. You got big pay-per-view coming up this weekend.
They announced these announcements for pay-per-views to come. I'm like, no, what's up? What's up over there?
Getting Forbidden Door, it sounds like next year.
What's up,
man, I might be in the minority on this, but I seen Tyler Bate. Hopefully he's back soon. He's dealing with an injury. Yeah. But I seen he cut the hair, and I was like, oh, no, we're back.
Oh, we're all the way back.
We're back.
Cut the hair.
He cut his hair. He's back to short hair, man. We're back. Listen, man. Pete Dunne is back to being Pete Dunne. No more of this Bush bullshit. We're back.
How did y'all come up like this? What's going on in there? What's up with the water? Why are y'all coming up like this?
Listen, the water's dirty. Sometimes my breakfast is even dirtier. Have you seen the whole situation on social media? Listen, I love Billy, but that breakfast was not it. There's still more. It looked quite dry. There's still more to it.
When he thought he got over on Mercedes, I'm like, did you really get over on Mercedes? I don't know.
I know. I was kind of a bit embarrassed because he did hype it up, and I'm like, listen, there's still more. There's still more to the English breakfast. The eggs was too hard done by. It has to be a little bit runny. You need your hash browns, a little black pudding, if you know what I mean.
What? Okay. Stop. What is black pudding? Explain it, because like Americans, that's the first thing that we're like, oh, what's going on here?
Okay. It's a bit like, I don't want to say it's like a sausage. But it's a bit like a sausage. It's it's in between a bit like, because the texture of it is quite hard to explain. You have to have it, but it is elongated like a sausage. You have to, cut it. And yeah, some people have it. I never have it with mine, but I'm just saying the full English breakfast has more ingredients to it. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people like it cooked. Just Google black pudding, put the safety on, and put on black pudding.
What's the safety on?
Sad, I would like you to explain us the black UK breakfast then, if that's the case. What you be having on yours?
I have a similar thing. I can't lie. The English breakfast originated from the white people, so we just, took that on as well. You know what I'm saying? I can't front. We might mix up a little bit.
Is there
add
not
extra
like an
seasoning.
English? Do you know what grits are? Because like in America, black people like really love grits. Is there like an English version of that?
I don't know. I don't know if we have the English version of grits. That's hard to explain.
So it's
You
like
have to come
porridge.
to
Is
UK.
that what it is?
Porridge?
Yes, we have
I
porridge sometimes.
I just picture you all like with the bowl like Oliver's Twist. Like, man, please, sir, I want some more.
Oh, don't do that. The Oliver Twist reference. Oh my days! I have to go to like the 1960 something.
Or I said porridge, like what's a Goldilocks? Like, oh yeah, this one's too cold. What's going on?
But lads, come on. The fact that Forbidden Doors come to the UK next year, that is your time to come down now, right? I feel like it's
that's
calling
the
you
one.
guys.
Yeah, that might be the one.
Might be the one. I don't know, man. I just started the process of trying to renew my passport. So maybe.
Yeah. Gots to have a passport to get out there. Yeah, I think that might be it for me. I thought that this year's All In was going to be it, but days and times and finances get under, and you're like, I'll try again.
Yeah, it is a lot of money. So I mean, I've never really been out to the US like that. I've only been to Atlanta for a wedding, but I stay away from America because Black people are used as target practice sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So
fair enough.
Yes.
Fairest of enough.
I mean, in the UK, it's kind of the same thing, but we don't have guns. We don't really have guns. We have other methods of terrorizing. But yeah, I'd rather go there when it's in New Orleans, Louisiana. I always wanted to go to New Orleans. That's where I always wanted to go. I'll go there one day, but I shy away from America. Everything's kind of wonky there. I'm sorry, guys. It is.
Listen, I can't even.
We know where we live. It's cool.
Yeah. I live in Oakland. Phil lives in Chicago, so we definitely know. New Orleans is a great place to have on your agenda, though. It's gonna hit exactly like you think it's gonna hit. So,
yes, can't wait for that. Yeah. And also, it's coming home. Zack Sabre Jr. is gonna win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Let's talk about that.
Let's go. Let's get into it, man. Zack Sabre Jr. did win the G1 this week. As you guys know, if you've been listening to this podcast, that has been my pick from the very beginning.
Yes.
Seeing him pick up them 14 points, I was immediately worried because, as you know, if you watch the G1 regularly, when somebody starts out really well, that doesn't mean they're gonna win the tournament. It usually means the opposite. But man, the vibes was there, man. When he beat Naito and ran out into that crowd, he had the belt over his shoulder. I was like, buddy, it's his time, man. You've got to give him this win. And here we are, man. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tsuji in the G1 finals. Incredible match. Yeah. Everything I wanted it to be. I wouldn't have been mad at Tsuji winning either, but
it was almost the best case scenario finals because either way it was gonna hit because they needed like a young up and coming future person to represent in the finals too. And I think Tsuji was the perfect one.
Yeah. But yeah, great match. Great limb work that you would expect from Zack Sabre Jr. Some great counters. That Gene Blaster counter was fire. If you guys have not seen this match, please go and watch the match. I'm sure if you have not seen the match, you probably have seen the GIF of Zack Sabre in the middle of this spear attempt, going for this arm and transitioning into a arm bar. I'm not sure how he did that, but it looked incredible. What'd you guys think of this G1 finals?
Go ahead, Seth.
Well, for me, I feel like I can't believe it's taken this long for Zack Sabre Jr. to get to this level, especially how long he's been in Japan wrestling. At one point, I was thinking, has the boat sailed on Zack Sabre Jr. becoming a world champion? But it had to be a case of like guys like Kenny Omega leaving and Will Ospreay leaving, and it came to the point where like the room's emptying out and Ghetto's looking around. I'm like, Zack, you've always been there. I mean, and you'd be saying great things about how you're never leaving Japan. Let's strap the rocket to you. I like to say better late than never. Yeah, I feel like all the momentum's on Zack. Obviously, with the track record with New Japan at the moment in terms of booking, I'm also kind of scared because you don't know. Are they going to pull the trigger? Are they not gonna pull the trigger? So
And
I'm
with
hoping.
the him announcing that it's not gonna be at Wrestle Kingdom, instead it's gonna be at Royal Quest, right?
Yeah.
No,
No. Before Royal Quest, I think
gonna
Before
be-
Royal Quest. He's trying
Yeah.
to have the championship at Royal Quest. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
I think it's because Naito's cooked. He probably is saying, "I can't wait this long. Just get the belt off me, so I can do 6-man tags, so I can do trios matches, team up with Titan and everyone else, Suji or whatever."
Right.
I think it's his time. If it's not now, I don't think you can ever get a groundswell support again. Because I feel like from the match with Danielson last year, it's kind of reignited the buzz in Zack Sabre Jr. Because before that, he was part of a tag team for quite a few years, and I feel like it's reignited a singles run for Zack Sabre Jr. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, toes crossed, that we're gonna get Zack Sabre Jr. becoming the second British world champion in New Japan.
Listen, y'all might have too many things going on, so I don't know if it's a lot happening, and y'all get another Zack Sabre win, being the champion. I don't know if we can handle all that at this point.
Listen, I'm not Philip Lindsey. I'm not lucky like that, where everything comes to Chicago, every so often.
That's true,
All the
man.
great moments is in Chicago,
I mean,
thanks to Tony Khan. Yeah, but let us have something, I mean, the UK wrestling industry took a battering for the last few years.
Right.
In terms of building new stars, it's been slim pickings. And a guy like Zack Sabre Jr. has been a while, around for a while. And I also like that it correlates with one of his closest rival tag team partner. Gunther's now become world champion. So it'd be great within the same year. You got two guys that used to be a tag team in Germany becoming world champion in the same year. So there's a lot of correlation between two guys, same age, used to roll together, both known as being great performers, both becoming world champions in the same year. It's not a Redacted and Guerrero kind of moment, but it's close to it.
Yeah,
I mean, as close as you can get in that kind of from the bottom all the way to the top type of situation. I think that really represents that. That's dope. I mean, it's funny because there was some controversy I saw off of Zack Sabre's win, because a lot of people were like kind of in the Suji mode of like trying to get some new flavor moving forward. But I'm on your guys' side. It's like, it's been Zack Sabre's time for a while. I think that he's like worked hard and been like, he's played his part and played his position because he knew eventually he would get there. He got bigger. He worked on his craft. He out Danielson this year. Like, there's so many moments and things that got him to this position that like it's such a earned win. I think
it is.
I believe he's going to challenge for the title on October 14th.
Right.
That will be at New Japan King of Pro Wrestling. Naito's got a match coming up against Great Khan before that, so he will be challenging the winner of that match. Of course, I'm assuming that Naito's going to beat Great Khan. Despite Great Khan having a great run in the G1, I don't think that Great Khan will be our next IWGP World Champion.
That would be an interesting turn.
That would be an interesting turn.
You said about Evil beating Naito, and look what happened last time. The shock victory. You never know. You just never
you never know. I am a little bit worried because a lot of times G1 winners and that challenge before Wrestle Kingdom do not win,
right.
And so I am a little bit worried about Zack's chances of winning, but I just think it's his time. I think the possibility of him going to Royal Quest as champion and defending the belt in his home country, I think you got to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
the time is now.
The time is now. It's now or never. Like, don't get my blood pressure all boiling and up and ready for it. That's the last thing UK people don't like is disappointment. If you disappoint me, we're just gonna tear the place down and hurt some people sometimes.
Is Zack on the Rep Pro show tonight?
I don't think so. I looked at it and I didn't see his face on there. Could be wrong. But I don't know.
I believe that Ref Pro show is if it's not starting, it's starting within a few hours, correct?
It is. Yeah, it is.
You're gonna be there?
Nope. No. I'm a father. Listen, as much as I would like to do some riffraff in terms of wrestling, that's why you never see me out there in the States, is because I'm at home and I've got another child on the way. I got a boy on the way. So my missus,
congrats.
Thank you so much. The pressure was on. I got a daughter already. She's 2. But in terms of the grandchildren, it's been all girls. Like, yes, if you're a betting man, you'll say girl as well. So when they said boy, I was like, I was like, listen, my name's living for the next century. You know what I'm saying? I love my daughter, but she's gonna lose her name if she gets, if she gets married. So I was like, my boy,
bro,
you said
name. You said 2 years old, and you got another one on the way.
Listen.
Woo-wee.
My missus can retire now. She's a Hall of Famer. One of each. I salute her. She did her thing because she's telling me she wants me to get the snip. I said, I'm not getting the snip. I said, my pull-out game is strong, girl. Don't go there. Both of my kids, they were created on purpose. I could look them in the eye and say, girl, I wanted you to be here. Son, I wanted you to be here. I willed it to happen. I did certain positions to make sure that you came there.
Yo,
literally.
But yeah, I have seen a lot of other podcasters represented. I think that's one of the dope things right now. We are getting so many more Black podcasters popping up, and like currently in the UK alone, there are more Black podcasters. Shout out to guys at Rest Things. Shout out to the ladies at I can't remember the name of their podcast off the top of my head, but I see their podcast and sorry, what is it? Wrestling is much too fun or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. As long as I like it is. It's got like four spellings on it. Yeah,
probably look that
wrestling.
up.
Yeah, wrestling is. Yeah, I have to look at it. I bought. Crap. I should keep my mouth shut.
I'm sorry, man. See, man. Look, we're now bungling this together, man. We're in this together.
Phil by himself. I should have done it up.
Listen, Zach. We usually jump out there for each other when we're caught on the ropes. I appreciate you hopping right in there to get on the ropes too.
Listen,
man. Look, hey, man. See, y'all had me fucked up because I actually got it right. That is the name of their podcast. Wrestling is too much fun. See, man.
Listen, it all worked out.
We're here.
Wrestling is fun. Yes.
But shout out to all of the Brits that are getting it in on the podcast scene.
Totally, yeah. I was gonna ask Sat, what do you think has contributed to more Black representation in the podcast game and the media side of wrestling?
That is a good question. I think it's seeing what people are doing in the States because you guys yourself have a lot of Black content creators creating content out there, and then you see Rest Things, and maybe you see me from time to time, doing WrestleTalk.
Bro, I mean, you just happen to be on one of the biggest YouTube channels out of that country.
Maybe you see me humble. You humble about it. I like it.
No, I have to be humble. My appearances this year is actually smaller than last year because the SmackDown review got cancelled. So I do. As of now, I'm every so often on WrestleTalk compared to previous times, but yeah, I did my bit, of.
We're still claiming it. We're still claiming it.
Oh, I'll claim it. Listen, when Will Ospreay, that's my boy, that's my mate. I've known him since Backyard Wrestling days. He's the one who hooked me up with WrestleTalk with Ollie, and I sent an audition video, and I said in that audition video, you guys are too milky in there. You need some chocolate. You know what I'm saying? You need some diversity because at the time you had Black world champions. You got certain topics that was happening that's quite controversial, and having a person of color there kind of helps the situation. So when I joined, obviously I proven my own merit that I wasn't nepotism hire or anything like that. I showed that I can show out and I can be as opinionated, as entertaining as the lads over there as well. And also I like to go over on different podcasts as well because I like to share the wealth. I'm not the kind of person that, I'm there, I'm going to close the door, lock it, vote it, change the geographical location of where we are. No, I like to share the love and the wealth because for me, the true measure of success is when you can share it with people as well. So that for me is the way I like to do it. So like you guys doing with me, bringing me on, you're giving me a big rub because I don't know if my shows ever reached the heights of your shows in terms of numbers because if it did, it wouldn't get cancelled. So, hence why I'm here.
Did it get canceled or just like
listen, I was on every Saturday. Numbers started to dwindle a little bit. SmackDown wasn't hot at times. Roman was saying the same thing over and over again. And then they brought me back a bit this year because The Rock, the final boss, was hitting hard on SmackDown.
They did it for The Rock.
Yeah, they brought me back for a bit for The Rock, and then Rock left, and I had to go as well. But it's because I got a day job and There's other things. I can only
Understandable.
There's only a certain amount of
The 2-year-old is there. Yeah, we got it.
Guys, I'm not in my usual spot where I do podcasting. Usually it's in the kitchen, and I told my partner I'm doing Grapsody. She goes, "Is that the long one?" Yeah.
That's the long one. That's great. The long
You said
one.
you got to find somewhere to go.
Listen, they need to eat it. If I'm barricaded in the kitchen, utensils, cooking, all that goes out the window. So I'm inside my bedroom with a makeshift table I took out from the shed.
Man.
All of this, my microphone, I had to take it from the kitchen. That's why when Phil messaged me, I was like, "Yeah, I'm setting up." I legit was setting up. I'm doing it on the bloody MacBook Pro. Usually I do it on the iMac, but yeah. Here we are. To answer your question, you know what? It's the inspiration. Seeing black people wrestle, seeing black people in the States talking about content. That's why you got more people in the UK talking, and which makes me happy. There's more of us. That's all I ever wanted.
I was gonna say off of that, shout out to the homie Michael Oku. I saw the
Yes.
video of him backstage at Amir and Chris Hero. That when they hear the reaction and they react, dog. Amazing. But beyond that, that guy is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and I'm happy that he's getting anything, and he needs way more recognition than he has.
He does, and I kind of hate him as well.
Okay,
it's a WrestleTalk thing. It's a WrestleTalk thing.
Okay.
We're doing like a bookings thing. He was one of the judges. Now I didn't, Nina Samuels, Dave Bradshaw is whatever. Michael Oku, my black brother, I expected him to vouch for me, and he didn't vouch for me because I said tweener. Hurt Business were tweeners. Hurt Business were tweeners once upon a time. He hates that word, so he screwed me out. So since then, we beef on site.
Dang,
but I love him
man.
too. I love him so. Like
on site.
Yeah,
We walked past your little humble brag earlier with Will Ospreay too. You're like, oh, I've known this guy since he was back. I've known the best wrestler in the world since he was a little backyard wrestler. That's just the homie.
That is my homie. Listen, tomorrow,
some like.
Listen, I'm gonna be sitting on the royal box thanks to him. Me and my pregnant missus, alongside our friends from Backyard Wrestling, coming as well to support him. That's the only reason why I'm going tomorrow, because he's got a big match, and I've known him since he was 17 years old. His ex-girlfriend, now one of his best friends, was my classmate. That's how I discovered him. She heard me and my friend talk about wrestling, and she goes, "You like wrestling?" I was like, "Yeah." My boyfriend's a wrestler. I was like, "Yeah, show me." And you see this guy doing flips like Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, sure, some guy.
Yeah, no, for real. At the time, it was like this guy doing some flips like Rey Mysterio off his own wrestling ring in his backyard. His mum got him. So I used to go backyard wrestling every Sunday down to Raynham. And obviously, because of what happened with draws, I'm not as brave as Righteous Reg. I didn't want to be a wrestler. I knew where my ceiling was. Manager, commentator, that's it. So I used to do that a lot. And I knew he was gonna blow up with that skill set. I'm like, he's better than Jody Fleisch. He's gonna be that guy. So yeah,
that's crazy that you say that, because I started backyard wrestling after draws. Like that didn't deter me. I was like, that's the game. That's so cool. That's crazy, man. What a crazy life. We're gonna get into the all-in card fully, but talk to me about the because 50,000 people are about to go hamburger for Will Ospreay. Talk to me about the energy around Ospreay having this big moment and how you guys are feeling.
So last year he was a guest, even though he was a guest last year, they still treated him like he was one of their own. I feel like that those appearances between Forbidden Door kind of helped establish him to the wider audience that didn't know who he was. Obviously, we knew who he was, but certain people that internationally were coming over probably didn't know who he was. But the energy is big. He's a hometown guy coming back to claim the title. We're all excited. We're happy. The match card this year, thank you, Jesus. So much better than last year in terms of booking, because that was the controversy last year. It was like, I remember you guys doing your pod, and you guys were talking about the build for the show. And I remember at one point the question was, is the fact that they're in the UK, is that the build? I'm like, that shouldn't be. It's like, they're in the UK, but do you remember? Yeah. It's like, is that the build? I was like, no, it should be more than that. And I remember the conversation about, is it a glorified house show? Because after
WWE.
After All In, you guys had All Out, and I was like, All Out's the better show. I remember saying All Out's the better show.
That show was fun.
After like the hype died down of Wembley, I started like thinking to myself, I got CM Punk's last match at the time, but did we really get it? It was the last match, and let's be honest, it's not the same. It's not hitting the same. But yeah, but this year, this year things are different. You got Mariah May, Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter. She's gonna make it, a surprise return.
Whoa, you just dropping scoops on our show, Sal? What's going on here?
I'm not dropping. I would love that if I'm just saying that Mariah May is coming over. Jamie Hayter, fingers crossed. This is the second one she's missing potentially. I don't know.
Yeah,
we can't do 2 in a row.
It does feel wrong that you guys may not get Jamie Hayter 2 years in a row, and you might not get a Kenny Omega 1-on-1 match again. And I think that sucks as well. But
we were talking about that this week because on the post show we talked about how I thought Okada would have a big match going into this. They announced that he's going to be a part of the Casino Gauntlet, but it's off of, I keep forgetting that they were trying to potentially have this Kenny Omega and Okada match. And imagine if that match was on this card, what this card would have been like.
I personally think you should have just done the Claudio match at the pay-per-view if that was the case. Because the
Mhm.
Claudio match was great this week, but I was like, I would have preferred to see Okada in a 1-on-1 match in Wembley, and you would have gave Claudio that spot as well. But
they did the same thing with Hangman too, because we talked for 2 months about what big match he was going to have, and they announced that he was going to be in the Casino Gauntlet too, and I was like, I see what, like, they're trying to tell a story, but I would rather Hangman have a big 1-on-1 match against somebody.
yeah, I get the story they're telling, but having all of this discourse online of people wanting Hangman to be in the main event and then going, nope, not even having a 1-on-1 match. He's in the gauntlet with a bunch of other guys. Like, I don't know if that was the response that those fans wanted, guys, but
But the wrestling fan base, they're like a roller coaster, because at one point everyone was worried that it was going to be Hangman Page versus Jeff Jarrett.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So let's not forget
Did people
that.
really want that match at Wembley?
No one wanted it. No. But you guys came up with a great match idea, which was Okada versus Hangman. I was actually like getting excited because 9 times out of 10, Phil's predictions sometimes are like prophecies. So I was thinking, okay, it might be guys somewhere. He sees things we don't see. He's creating law. He's like the myth maker. This is the law for this back. See the way he looked at him. It goes back to 2 years ago. He wore the same T-shirt. It was too bright there. Too bright. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly,
Too bright there.
Sometimes I'm like, bro, what? Yeah, like I thought when Will left that we weren't gonna get those kind of like connections, but Phil be making those connections, dog.
Listen, Phil been dropping it, like he been dropping bombs. He'd be like, these two are gonna wrestle, and it's because of this and because of that, and I'll be like, you're right. I'm on the train like this. He's right. I'll be like this. I'm like that. Was it The Wire when that guy's like this when the car?
We baby, we baby. Like, what's going on, man?
Damn, yeah. Phil the Myth Maker, put on a T-shirt for real. Yeah, Fightful, whatever you do. Was it wrestling tees, whatever? Make that
Phil the
thing.
Myth Maker. That's that's dope. That's hard.
Yeah. Should we get into this all-in card?
Let's get into the card.
Yeah.
Since we're here, I thought we got a very good go home show this week.
I liked it.
Excellent go home show. I think the build all around, it's definitely been better than last year's. I think that the big matches feel like big matches.
I don't know if I loved the Toni Storm stuff this week. Like, I think they had the hottest build to the show, I think, going into this. And what they did on Dynamite, I was like, we're in a blood feud. Why aren't we having blood? Well, you know what I mean? Like, we need to be hammering home the fact that Mariah May and Toni Storm are going to go to war this week. And it didn't feel like that.
Well, I feel like they're kind of teasing something else, and that's why they did that this week. Because for the past 3 weeks, they've been telling us, all right, how is Saraya going to get on this card? All right, she's going to try and win the Owen Hart. Didn't win that. All right, how else do I get on? Okay, let me try and do this. Now, the week before, it's like, all right, going into Cardiff, I'm going to get a title shot. If I win this title shot, I could be going into Wembley as champion. So I thought all that stuff was fine because you're trying to build up something for Saraya at this show. I don't know if the aftermatch stuff worked as well as they hoped it would, but I understood it. I understood what they were trying to do.
So, do you guys think the Saraya is gonna be at Wembley?
That's the question.
All-in squash match potentially.
I do think she's probably gonna do the open challenge gimmick, if I had to guess.
Yeah. That's when we might get Jamie Hayter, fingers crossed.
I mean, if any time to come back, it'd probably be in that thing, right?
Yes, because it's
hope
been
so.
it's been eerily quiet on the Jamie Hayter front. Eerily quiet, because usually you hear like updates, or I don't think she's posting on social media in a while, so you don't even know her movements. So
Yeah.
She's not like Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is like, yo, look at
Working.
me, you guys. Watch my knees. I'm out here running. It's different.
yeah, Charlotte Flair's threatening everyone with a comeback. So
Hey man, I'm a firm believer in giving people enough time to miss you, and I think when she does come back, she's going to get a great reaction.
Facts.
Hopefully, they have like some matches and stuff planned for her. But yeah, let's get into this card.
Come on, Phil. Before we got to that card, you know what's gonna happen? She's gonna come back and win the title. That's always the plan.
Oh man, hot take. They kind of need her. They kind of need her. Like if you're looking at Raw, especially, they kind of need.
I was gonna say that's not really the hottest take. Honestly, that's like a.
To be honest,
usually I'm like, don't do Charlotte Flair. This time I'm like, yo, bring back Charlotte.
To be honest, I was thinking more SmackDown, but I see the vision. You want her to go to Raw. I don't know, because that's where Andrade is. Andrade's on SmackDown, so I thought like the last show she was on was SmackDown, so she may go back to SmackDown.
I'm just thinking like Mercedes is in AEW, Becky's at home kicking it. Bailey, they don't give Bailey enough credit. Like they need Charlotte bad right now, honestly.
No, on Raw, you already got set up things. That's where Bianca is. That's the match we're eventually gonna get to. So it just makes more sense. But yeah, on to this All-In card. We got Chris Statlander and Stokely taking on Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii. Very interesting combination of talent. I feel like this is the match to lead us to the all-out match where we're probably going to get the one-on-one match. But I'm glad that they got a spot on this card. They deserve it.
Yeah,
the double dutch, bro. Just jump in.
In there.
Sorry, guys. Listen, the feud's been incredible. I'm a bit disappointed we're not getting a one-on-one match, between Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. But at the same time, they've been building up the conglomeration. Is a nation with a persuasion. You got Tomohiro Ishii teaming up with Willow Nightingale, going one-on-one with Stokely Hathaway and Chris. I used to be an alien Statlander. It's going to be a fun match. There'll be no double clotheslines this time and no swapping with the ROH tag titles this time.
Why'd you remind me?
I was there.
That's fair.
It was. The thing is, I'm going to jump around a lot, so I'm going to curb that for when we talk about Max. Curbing that on the corner. For this match, I'm excited that the women are on there. I wish they were on the main card because I feel like AEW's done a great job of booking women this year. And Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander have been proof of that. But it'll be a fun match just to get, people engaged. Tomohiro Ishii potentially killing Stokely Hathaway. That's what we're all here to see. I'm excited about that.
And Ishii has a pretty big following out there with you guys too, because his connections to Rev Pro and stuff.
He needs to win, by the way, guys, because his win-loss record's not that great. Because he's one of those guys. We know who Tomohiro Ishii is. To the average viewing audience, is that job guy that hangs around Conglomerate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess if you didn't know anything about him, you're like, oh, that's that guy that comes in to do these kind of matches and maybe lose most of them.
Yeah, because again, perception's a huge thing. That's another conversation for another time, because I'm not trying to eat up enough of the screen time talking. But I'm just saying I'm looking forward to it, and I'm thinking maybe Statlander may win. I don't know, because Willow won the last match, right? The last time they were in the ring together, Willow won. So you'd think that Statlander's the one that's going to win if we're going by booking.
Yeah, I definitely think that Statlander's going to pull out a win. I think Stokely's going to eat a pounce somehow in this match, and it's going to be great. But I do assume that Chris Statlander and Stokely are going to pick up the win.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this, though. Stokely being in a match, I think this was kind of inevitable with what he did in the Indies, and him getting to have a big moment, too, is awesome in front of a giant crowd with people that he's told a great story with. Willow and Stat deserve to have a spot on the card, so I think this is all great. This is one of those you deserve it matches, and they do all deserve it.
Yeah, yes. Ishii, summer vacation, right? Away from New Japan. It's like,
right?
go to our cousins in the States. Like he's like Will Smith. Just go with your auntie and uncle in Chicago or something like that. Just go chill for a bit. Come home later when the heat dies down from the G1.
Right.
Yeah. legendary performances in the G1, by the way. Though that was the thing, in my opinion, that put Ishii on the map. If you guys don't know, but yeah, for some people, he definitely feels like guy that comes in and does the job. But legendary New Japan wrestler.
Yeah.
We got I think that is all of our pre-show matches. I'm assuming that the Saraya match that might end up on this card is probably going to end up on 0 Hour. I think that's where she's going to have like an open challenge.
I'd assume they'd announce some matches on Collision tonight.
True.
Yes.
But this is my theory. If Soraya's open challenge is on 0 Hour, then it's Emi Sakura. If it's on the main card, then it's Jamie Hayter. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, the mixed tag match is also for the stipulation for the upcoming match at All Out. So the winning team gets to pick the stipulation.
Oh, gotcha.
Which is another reason why I kind of feel like the heels are going to win.
Yeah, Stat's definitely going to win this for the team.
And she's got a banger theme song as well. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, love her theme song. I've seen some people say that it doesn't fit her, but I do not agree.
Big disagree. Damn, that if she pulls up, y'all are going to cry.
Listen, I'll cry silently because I don't want the missus to see me. I'll be like this.
Yeah. Somebody, I did get that wrong. Somebody just said that Bianca is not on Raw. She is on SmackDown. I forgot. Shout out to women last night. I thought they did a great job. They had a very fun match. They all came out.
Gear too.
Yeah, they came out with the gear based on Simone Biles. That was dope.
Super dope. Shout out to those ladies.
Yeah, we've got this very, very bizarre ladder match that every time I look at this, I'm like, they're doing 12 people in a ladder match, which could be awesome or it could be a colossal mess. But we got a 4-way London ladder match for the World Trios titles. It will be the Patriarchy taking on the Bang Bang Gang, which will be Juice, Austin Gunn, and Colton Gunn versus House of Black versus Pac and Blackpool Combat Club.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, snap. Listen, I assumed Pac was gonna be there. A part of me is thinking it would be nice of TK. That's extra generous to let Lucha Brothers to get on the show, but I don't blame him. Send them suckers Pac here out of the show, man. Like you gotta get robbed. Nah, go down to Tampa.
Yeah, so there will be no, Death Triangle, but it will be Pac and seemingly Claudio Castagnoli and Willie Uta are the last team that has not been announced yet. Sorry, guys, if I spoiled that, but it's what
like Collision hasn't been on yet.
Yeah, but excited for that. That can be a very fun match. I want to see Bang Bang Gang win those belts back, guys. I don't think they should have ever lost the belt. I think that this is an injustice, especially when you've got Mama Wayne walking around with this belt. All right, if she could just win, if she could just hold the belt, why couldn't Juice hold the belt? Like, what are we doing? This is injustice. Reward the Collision Cowboys. Give them their belts back.
Exactly. You're done straight. It doesn't make sense. That makes Christopher Daniels the worst authority figure on television right now. Make it make sense, as you guys say. You guys say it. Make it make sense. Because
of all the bald guys that are doing the authority figure, he's the worst.
He is the worst because he's kind of sometime-ish, right? Sometimes he's got balls, sometimes he doesn't. So he chooses which week he wants to exert his authority. How can a wrestler, Christian Cage, got no pull? Let's be honest. He's a wrestler like everyone else, unless he's got some sort of stipulation on his contract where he can dictate whatever he wants to do. But Mother Wayne being champion for a meme, for a laugh, for a joke, but Bang Bang Gang actually had the title belt. They want to use, the Freebird rules. He should know. He's old enough to remember them. Like, why is he not, enforcing it?
Injustice, man.
It is injustice, and I don't give a shit about Luchasaurus. They can still dunk on it. They can still cuck him. But everyone else, nah, that's like BS.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. Like Phil said, this could be like great or a big disaster. All those different bodies and things we've seen. Moments and matches and ladder matches with a bunch of guys, and sometimes disaster happens just because there's so many moving parts. There's going to be things flying, people everywhere. So I hope everyone's safe. Last time I saw a ladder match, I said we should stop doing ladder matches. So
we should.
I don't know.
I advocate it because you got Christian Cage, a man in his 50s. Obviously he's not going to do anything crazy, but still being near it.
Yeah,
potentially getting power bombed or power driving or whatever they may plan to do. I'm just worried about him the most because he's paid his dues over 20 years ago. Don't need to prove himself on the ladder anymore.
He doesn't need to be doing ladder matches.
He shouldn't even be sniffing at a ladder. You know what I'm saying? Just keep him away from ladders. Nick Wayne, you can do whatever you want on a ladder, but Christian Cage, please.
Like, dude, we're doing this match right now because of the contributions that this guy did. You know what I mean? Like, we care about ladder matches like this because of the TLC matches. He was in the match.
Exactly.
He was there. We saw it.
Yeah. And then it was like Unforgiven 2003. He was in a ladder match for the title as well with Rob Van Dam and Chris Jericho.
He probably hates ladder matches at this point, I would think. How many?
110%. I think so. But then again, we saw, Adam Copeland or Cope jump off a steel cage onto a table.
Every time that clip comes across my timeline again, I'm like, what was going on here?
I still can't believe he did that.
What was he thinking?
I don't know.
Listen, sidebar that we're talking about. I thought he was going for a double foot stomp. Someone told me he was going for an elbow drop and he changed his mind last minute.
What?
It looked like he was going for a splash at first.
That's what I thought.
That's what I assumed. And then when his body started going upright, I was like, wait a minute. His body's going at a perpendicular angle. What's happening here?
This is not going right. Like, the safest thing to do here is just do a big splash. Everybody's having a safe spot. But when his body started moving, I'm like, that's not how you do a big splash.
Yeah. But before we move along, guys, do you think the rumor is probably true that Cope and Christian would have challenged the EVPs for the title if Cope didn't get injured? Do you think that was the trajectory?
Yeah. I definitely think that was the story they were starting to build of Christian and Cope teaming up, because you had Christian linked with the Young Bucks at one point. He remember at one point he looked right at the camera and was like, this is just the start of this story, and it feels like they were doing something with that, and then Copeland got hurt and it completely,
because Christian hasn't talked to them since Copeland got hurt.
Exactly. So it seems like that's where they were going, and maybe that was going to be the big Wembley match, but
that would have been great. That match, the Kenny, this card is amazing that they have, but it could have been like an all-time card.
To hear that last year we could have had Danielson and McGuinness. I mean, this is so many things I'm hearing. Like, we could have had Okada, versus Omega before Chicago, but Chicago's gonna get it now. So
maybe. I don't know if we will. We'll see.
Next year, Forbidden Door. Who knows? But yeah,
I'm thinking maybe Texas might get it now. Let's save it till next year.
No, don't say.
I mean,
come to Arlington.
I will have a child by that next year. You'd be like, I'm gonna teach him to say "dada" next year. I can't, guys.
Come on, man. Just pull up like Zach Galifianakis with him, in the carrier and everything.
You gotta make me do this thing where I get my missus, and you guys have to ask permission. Like, I'm a child. Like, can he please come out and play Texas?
Come on, man. Pull up.
It's gonna be such a fun time.
I would love to. Eventually, eventually one day I will. Until then, I probably need to stop making more kids. Then I wouldn't be in this.
I like that. We're gonna have fun at All In, but I wouldn't bring Sat to America to Texas. That's crazy.
Oh man, he got to come. If you're gonna get the real American experience, you got to come straight to the South.
You want to go? We're gonna bring you to Mississippi.
Yo.
What the heck? Pearl River plunge my ass.
But yeah, speaking of the Bucks will be in the 3-way tag match for the AEW World Tag Team Champions. They will be facing FTR and the Acclaimed.
I don't know, man.
The build to this match has been non-existent at points, and even parts of the build. I just don't understand why this was the best option. And I don't know, man.
Rumors again, Bucks and Machine Guns potentially deals fell through or something. Another match we could have potentially had, but still, I still think, I don't want to say it felt lazy, but it felt like, you know what I mean? It didn't feel like
we can admit it. This was a lazy build. It was.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm trying to be like, no, but like, it just felt lazy. It didn't feel like the Young Bucks whole situation is so continuously disappointing to me. My favorite tag team of all time. I just want to see you guys work. There's dates or something they got to. I'm like, dog, I don't give a shit. Can I see these guys wrestle in a good match? Like, the match is going to deliver because FTR is in it. Young Bucks are the greatest tag team of all time. It's going to hit, but the build just didn't do what I think it should have.
That's what you can tell is probably a plan B, because sometimes it feels like AEW are not very good in terms of pivoting from initial plans. And probably the initial plan was going to be Christian and Cope. And when they had to chuck that out the window, there's like, what's next? You got potentially the Acclaimed former tag team champions who are really over at one point. It's a bit jarring to see everyone's like, oh, not the Acclaimed, when a couple of years ago when you had Swerve and Keith Lee, they're like, not them. We want the Acclaimed. Even the Pops have died down as well. It's probably non-existent now.
And you bring up a crazy ass point there, Sad. They said they should have pulled an audible in that match and had the Acclaim go over Swerve and Keith Lee. And now Swerve is one of the hottest guys in the company. It's crazy like how all these things work.
Yeah. I was there at that All Out crowd. That was what I've never seen anything like that. That crowd, man, they were ready to believe that the Acclaim were leaving with those tag titles.
Right.
What a great reaction. They still get good reactions, but I think he had some things like that Trios title run didn't go very well for them.
Was stinky. That run, listen, the worst. They're the worst Trios champion. If you want to talk about trajectory, where it went down, it's them. I'm sorry. Them scissor belts were the curse of that division.
It's all kind of I think Billy Gunn plays a part. When they had that match a couple weeks ago against the Young Bucks and he walked slowly to the ring for a pop, I was like, what the fuck is Billy Gunn doing here? I didn't understand what was going on.
It has been a bit too much Billy Gunn. And then I don't know, some of the Max raps have been
he has not helped this at all. He has not helped this.
And so
he's the best wrestler alive.
Yeah, I think he really believes that too.
Yeah,
but yeah, that rap last week, I'm like, this isn't helping people want this match. I think this is wanting the opposite. This is you guys are almost getting Chris Jericho heat at this point.
I mean, so there is something cool
specifically.
There is something cool about having the Bucks there and having probably the best homegrown tag team in this match at Wembley, All In, and what that means, and FTR being attached to it. But man, I just think after last year, that probably was my least favorite Bucks FTR match. Yeah. And wanting to see something different in front of this crowd, and then adding Acclaim to it where they're not exactly hot right now. And then whatever's going on with the Bucks, like I just expected more out of this tag match. I don't know, but
it is the worst version of themselves we're seeing right now portrayed on screen. I'm with you on that, because the match last year with FTR and the Bucks, I was confused about how I felt at the end of the match, because it felt like the match was going great. This is a great match, classic. And he kicked out, then they kicked out, finish. Yeah, that's why it was right. Because at one point they were hitting the highs, and then
it was over.
They couldn't help but convolute it, and then they went for the finish, and they're like, that's the finish. And it's like, had they shaved like 5 minutes out of that match, probably would be salvageable, but they can't help themselves. Like, okay, we have to leave enough crumbs for another rematch, even though it's meant to be the blow-off match. That was the issue.
Yes. And I also feel like last year, they of course had the black cloud around them and most of the elite guys. And so I expected when this black cloud was gone that we get back to having fun with the Young Bucks. I mean, the black cloud is gone, and Hangman is still one of the best characters in the company. Nice. Jack is doing great, and these guys I expected to go back to enjoying the Young Bucks as characters. And I do think the EVP stuff started well, but like right after Anarchy in the Arena, that's where it started to drift down to me. Yep. And especially after the Blood and Guts match, I feel like, what's going on with these guys? Like, they're not on TV as much. Like, they feel kind of directionless. Like, I don't get it.
I think it's a super easy fix, dog. Just put these guys on TV. If these guys are in the back at catering or whatever doing, find any tag team back here. You got about 10 of them. Any of them, the youngest one. Put these guys in a match for 15 minutes, and we see every time. It's the Young Bucks, my favorite tag team of all time. It's not hard. I understand, like, dates and blah, 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 but, like, don't just have them on TV to do a 5-minute skit. Like, I don't care about that. This is the Young Bucks, dog. I want to see these guys wrestle. That's how you add more, bro. That's how you add more prestige to these tag team championships that need something. This division needs something.
Yes, agreed. I don't really get it, but I do believe this match can do well. I do think this match is going to be better than people think it is. I do think the Bucks are going to retain, but you got to get them back on track, and more importantly, you got to get the tag division back on track after this match.
Right.
Who do you guys think is next to win the title from the Bucks? Because that's the big question, right? If it's not the Acclaimed, if it's not FTR, then who?
I mean, if I don't know if I believe that they're next up to win the belts, but I think the guys that make the most sense for them to feud with are the Guns. I mean, if you're going to go anywhere next with the four of these guys, it makes more sense for it to be the Bullet Club. Of course, they got links with Bullet Club because they are Bullet Club members, OG Bullet Club members. Well, not OG, but you know what I mean. They weren't the original five, but they're Bullet Club members. That was a big part of their claim to fame. You've got Okada as well. I don't know when Jay White will be back, but of course they have history together. It seems like that's the way to go.
What about the revamped Top Flight? If they can get enough momentum for the next show.
We haven't talked about this on this podcast.
I want to, because you don't want to hear my opinion. Phil, you go first.
What do you guys think of this revamp with the pilot outfits?
I love it. LOVE. Guys, me and SP3 had a whole back and forth on Twitter about this because I was like, when Layla debuted and she was like the flight attendant, I was like, guys, go all in. But I was like, I like that. Gun. I said Top Gun-esque. That's the issue with the uniform. I said, go Top Gun, go AJ Styles, Air Paris, go full on. You know what I'm saying? And SP3 goes, nah, it's not gonna happen. So when it happened, it's more like I told you so kind of moments. I felt proud about that. And let's be honest, we've had enough flippity tag team brothers. You know, they had to direct.
They won't just flippity do that.
Oh, hold on a minute. We might be going a little too far here.
Listen, I'm sorry, Reg. I hate to break it to you.
Take it easy.
Top Flight's been there for a couple of years. If someone said write me a paragraph who they are, you can't even fill the paragraph because you go flippity tag team doodah. But now they're flippity tag team doodah, but they're also pilots.
No, absolutely. I am not in. They were flips to now they're pilots. What?
Nah,
they're
man.
pilots. They're pilots.
When's the last time that you saw any video?
Oh, one of them does have his pilot's license, though. I remember Tony Schiavone saying, I think it's Darius. He wasn't on an episode of Collision.
I didn't know that.
He wasn't on an episode of Collision, and Tony Schiavone was like, "Oh, Darius is getting his pilot's license." I think that was
living the gimmick, buddy.
Oh my God! Okay, now in my brain, I'm like, maybe they are pilots.
Come on, Reg. Let's have fun with it. Like they're a great tag team, but they need some injection of charisma. This may help them find their charisma. Like what's been missing from them, because they're a great tag team, but they don't really get promo time. We rarely see them on the main shows. It's a way for them to stand out. And the fact that Leo Rush is like their VIP, you know, on their flights, that's cool. I know what you mean. You're worried that this is like Mike Awesome 70s guy, like this is gonna kill them because it's too gimmicky or whatever.
Like they have a costume on, and if it looks like you have a costume on, it's hard to get behind that.
Go full in. We've talked about before of if they should license more music. Listen, man, get the Slim record, man, with Shawty Low on it. Have them come out to So Fly. Go full in. Have them coming out with the Aviators, man. Go on, just go ahead and do it, man.
This just seems a little too silly for me. I don't know.
I know what you mean, but I feel like it's one of those things where you had them in one mindset for years. So for them to change, obviously, it's very jarring. It wasn't even gradual, right? It's just we're making a shift to them being pilots now. So that I understand, but at least they're doing something. Something's better than nothing. It's either catering or you put on the bloody costume.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the pilot shirts might be a bit too far. I think you could have done something like maybe like bomber jackets or something.
Yeah,
it would have been even better. I think there's a way to make this work. Currently, it's a little silly, but just workshop this thing, man. You got time, workshop it.
They definitely could have called Mox and been like, hey, where could we get some cool jackets at? Mox definitely knows where the cool jackets are.
Yeah. Aviators and like bomber jackets, like rework this thing. It can work, but
they could still be working it. Like they could be like, hey, let's try this week. Let's try this and see how it works, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, I was
like Drake's been putting out his records. Oh, this leaked. Oh, do you guys like that? Let's put it out for reals.
Drake. Drake's funny, man. His circadian rhythm record dropped this week. I was like, this guy, man.
Fucking Drake. Dog.
He needs to grow up. That's what this guy needs to do, man. I used to love Drake.
Drake.
It's weird. Like I'm a guy with kids, partner. He's got kids. Like he, when you love it when you grow.
He's got
up.
one kid. We don't know if that other kid is a thing. He's got one kid.
Yeah.
Don't be starting rumors on this show.
I'm not. Allegedly, okay? He's got one child, allegedly. What I was trying to say is I love it when you grow up with rappers. He refuses to grow up, and that's my problem. And the quality of his stuff is not as great as it used to be. To hear old Drake, comeback season Drake, how he used to rap like he's part of Big Brother, and then this Drake, who's a culture vulture, doesn't know who he is.
The thing that upsets me about it is like he just keeps laughing in everyone's face. Like when you're like, "Hey Drake, maybe you should change." He just like, "Ha ha, shut up." It's like, dog, that's not really.
You're not messing with him coming over there and doing like the Top Boys exit and everything. No?
Heck no, I cringe.
Oh, he loves
dude, you're nearly 40. How you be nearly 40 and you're doing things like that, man? He needs to grow up. I'm like, I cringe with the stuff that he does, and it's so obvious.
What's that guy, Central C or whatever?
Yeah, Central C. Yeah, trying to do. It's kind of like a guy that's not comfortable in his own skin, so he's gonna wear other people's skin.
I mean, we're talking about costumes. The homie be putting some costumes on.
Exactly. So when Kendrick cooked him, I was like, this.
Yeah, no.
And then Phil, Phil likes the cape for problematic people, and I love it. He would never leave them. He was like, that Drake album wasn't so bad, and then everyone else would like leave the house. But Phil is like loyal to a team.
Phil's loyal.
Well, here's the thing though. I don't hate all of the Drake music that he dropped. And I'm like, there's certain albums were fine. But that doesn't mean I'm like, nah, that means Kendrick was wrong about him. No, Kendrick was right about a lot of things. But people that are like, oh, can we finally admit this record was trash? I don't know about all that. Like
his out, you know what? One day I'll do a Grapsody, the one you guys pay for, that one. I'll get on the Wednesday one, and we'll talk more about it because I don't want to take away from the wrestling aspect. But yeah, Drake, I'm not feeling him at the moment. So back to your wrestling thing.
Yeah, nah. Combination.
Oh no,
combination.
Nah.
Nah, one of my all-time favorite Drake moments of him doing that freestyle over there as well. The one with the wasn't no cameras, wasn't no pose, just see mines last night they froze.
No.
Just see man last night they froze is one of my favorite bars.
Nah, all-time great Drake bar, man. Just see mines last night they froze, wasn't no cameras, wasn't no pose.
He can't just be accepted as sad. It's like, all right, you earned it. He can't earn a spot.
Who is this guy?
I mean, he just got like his license in Houston. Like he could get a,
Nah, he's H-Town resident now, man. TSU.
He's a Texan now. Who is this guy? Like for real, does he know who he is?
Nobody knows. He's a chameleon.
He is, man.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
I'm a chameleon. It's crazy. I don't know how we got to Drake. I guess we should get back to the car.
Next up, I assume we're going to have the Casino Gauntlet match. That's where we're probably going to get some of the biggest surprises of the night. We got the Fightful Select report already that's probably where Ricochet might show up because seems like he might be on this card because it has been made official that he signed a multi-year deal with AEW.
Forgot we haven't talked Ricochet. Big, gigantic deal coming into the show. I kind of hate that it was spoiled. Sean Ross Sapp, this is all your fault. No, I'm kidding.
SRS. Come on, man.
Yeah, this match, I think it's very interesting. Like I said, this week they announced that Hangman Page is in it, Okada's in it. Going into before Wednesday, I was like, John Moxley's probably going to come back and win this. They hadn't talked about Moxley. Like anytime it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, you kind of like get a feeling of where they're going to go. I was like, maybe Moxley's going to win this, but like after Wednesday, after this Ricochet announcement, after kind of everything surrounding it, I'm not so sure anymore.
Yeah, I still kind of feel like Mox is coming back to win it.
Same.
Okay, so people are still there, even with everything they announced. Hangman being there, Okada, like none of that deterred y'all.
Yeah,
sorry. All of his final twos. Who's the last person Mox gonna chuck out? That's what I see. Line them up.
Yeah, because you don't have to pin everybody to win the match. That's why I feel like it'd be easier for somebody like Okada to lose because he's not eating a pin. It's the same thing with Hangman. He's getting in this match and getting that close to winning getting a title match again. But the fact that he could just lose without getting pinned, I feel like that's the story.
Kind of adds to a story to lose, honestly. Huh?
Yes. But I do think that I've been saying for weeks, I think this is where we're going to probably get the Ricochet and Hollow the Don stare off.
Woo-wee, it's about to be some flips, big dog. It's going to be great. Yeah, Ricochet potentially is going to debut at All In to another gigantic pop. I think that's a big move. Of course, we've talked in hours about how great Ricochet is and how big of a move this is. So if this happens, it's going to be another gigantic pop over there. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
His last theme song by Def Rebel was trash, so I can't wait to hear what Mikey Ruckus has cooking up in the lab for Ricochet.
Yeah, that was the thing last night. I was watching SmackDown, and there was some themes that popped on my screen, and I was like, "This is saying that, guys. Saying that."
A-Town down with this fucking song. Dog.
No, you know what? Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Austin Theory, but I prefer this version than the one that was similar to DIY. This one reminds me of like early 2000s kind of groove to it. I like the bass. I fuck with the bass. When you hear dun dun dun, dun come on, Reg, you're a rapper. Dun, dun.
Come on, Reg, you're a rapper.
Come on, Reg, you're a rapper. Is crazy.
Come on, Reg, you're a rapper.
You know, spitting hot 12s in your head, like 16s in your head when you hear
that. Crazy.
This is I definitely feel like this is the blandest record with A-Town in it that I've ever heard in my entire life.
A-Town, the saying doesn't deserve this.
His old one, I was not a fan. This one, at least, it's got grooves. It's not a great song, of course, but for what we're getting nowadays, you know, when the bar's so long and they slightly do a better job than usual. You
brought up the DIY song, and I fucking hate that.
We are.
My God.
And then the lyrics, go, we go with it, go up.
All of the raps are kind of the same in every song. They're that. It's
they
like
use the
what
same
the
guy.
fuck is this, man?
They use the solo Sokoa guy for all the tracks.
Hey, the solo one kind of go hard though. That Kevin Gates.
What about
Kevin Gates?
What about?
I want it all.
I like Evil. I like Phil Lindsey's rendition. Evil. Hit him with the interference. Evil.
Is that the words to it? I have no idea what the words are.
No, it's basically kill him with a smile. Kill him with a smile.
That's what I didn't know what the words were.
That's what the words are.
Yeah, ego. Kill him with a smile. And then there's another lyrics, but I'm like, kill him with a smile, bro. I'm just that's the one I stick to.
Kill him with a smile.
Kill him with a smile.
Ego. Come on, bro.
Ego, kill him with a smile are the bars. Oh my God. What?
That's one of the bars. I think there's another part, but I'm like, kill him with the smile. I like
no, and it gets into one of those same raps like in the DIY song when it starts. I'm like, dog, find someone to do something else. T-Pain.
What did it say? And we'll move on from this because I'm sure people are like, get to the rest of the song.
Sorry, guys, it's me. I do this all the
time.
Having
tangents.
But
I'm a tangent king.
What does it say that I feel like the Damage Control theme drastically improved when they put the Asian woman on their rapping instead of the other person? Because the other Damage Control theme is awful.
We got the pounder,
the Japanese artist they got on there. She be in her bag, bro.
Hitting them Japanese hard, and I'm like,
I don't know what she's saying, but
it's fire.
In her bag.
It's fire.
Big improvement.
And it might be the same lyrics. She's just saying them in Japanese, but no.
Listen,
the Jacob Fatu one, does it have lyrics? That one's kind of good
too. It's not. It's just it sounds like a lion in the Serengeti getting ready to pounce.
But yeah, I guess who do we think is winning the casino?
You guys convinced me. I'm back on Mox. I like
think
that.
Mox.
Yeah, I'm back on Mox.
For two reasons. For the main event reasons. Both of the guys in the main events will benefit from feuding with Mox afterwards.
True.
So
yes.
The story there for both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I forgot this was on this card.
Don't say it.
We've got the learning tree, Chris Jericho.
Don't say it.
With Big Bill taking on Hook, and a last chance match for the FTW title. If Hook loses, he can never challenge for the FTW championship again.
I hope he loses.
Yes,
as long as Jericho is champion.
I've never
tired.
wanted Hook to lose so bad
Yo,
in a match.
same. You talk about a guy that's regressed. How does Obafemi, who just started like last year, is already a champion, is close to the main roster than you are?
You sound like Taz now.
But see, I don't feel like Hook has regressed. I feel like this is the same thing we always say with these Jericho feuds, where they just go on way too long, and I don't feel like
Bro just did an interview being like, "It's a success." Hook is. I'm like, no, you're lying.
You are absolutely lying, bro. And by the way, Jericho and Swerve doing the Rage Against the Machine record last night. That was dope. That clip I saw was cool.
I like that a lot. Big fan of that. I used to do that song in a cover band.
But
Swerve loves following along with what I do. Classic Swerve.
Media Man, right? The battle of Media Mans. That's what we're gonna hear. You know, you both got dreadlocks. You both close of Media Man.
I'm tired of this guy trying to be me. Swerve Strickland, the AEW World Champion.
But Chris Jericho, do you know what that song's about? Don't sing Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't really think like Chris Jericho. Like if they heard that you were doing the song, they'd be like, "Stop doing the song."
Yeah, might not be the best fit, but
it's what's going on in this match, dude. Because Sat and we're in agreement that Hook needs to lose because we don't want to see him as FTW champion at all.
So to go back, what Phil's trying to say in the beginning, he started off well with the Samoa Joe match.
Yeah,
it seemed like
great match. That match was awesome.
It seemed like they finally figured out how to use Hook, because that's been the issue. It's been like it's kind of sad when last year he was in the same position and the guy he faced last year is TNT champion, and where is he? In the same spot. So that's been my issue with Hook. Is Hook
in a worse spot?
Hook, I call him Groundhog Day. Same shit. Like CM Punk was there a few years ago. Same, he was like, guys have left. Guys got injured. Guys become world champion like Swerve. When
guys
Hook
have completely different gimmicks and Hook is still just kind of
that's my issue. It's like, okay, Hook likes a bag of chips and chilling with Dame Dash's daughter. What else do we have? Hook likes to eat chips. Okay, his cholesterol's high, but what else can you tell me?
Honestly, it would be better if they added in the Dame Dash stuff, because it just feels like we don't know anything. Like we need something.
But that's my issue with this feud, is that he doesn't need the FTW title anymore. He's kind of moved on. Like I get the reasoning for putting the belt on him before. And it was cool to see him holding his dad's belt and everything that came from that. But I thought at the start of the feud, when he dropped it to Jericho, all right, that's a good way to get this albatross off of him and move on and do something else with him. This guy is challenged for the AEW World title. Like, give him something else to do. And so when you see this, it's like, all right, this might be his last chance. All right, well, cool. Let's move on. Like, let's not have him challenge for this belt anymore. And please, for the love of God, just get him away from Jericho. Like, it's just, I don't feel like this match should have been on this card. This could have easily been a Rampage match. It could have easily been the Dynamite match this week. I don't think this needed to be here. This is going to sound crazy, but I would have preferred to see Saraya's open challenge in this spot, because it would have at least made sense in this spot on the card. Honestly, this only feels like it's here just to get Jericho on the card.
It is, and he's bloody banned to say that he performed at Wembley.
That's really what it is. It ain't even about the match. It's about, I need to have an entrance with Fozzy.
Yeah, because. And again, like I said, it might sound crazy I'm saying it's a rare thing, but you've built a storyline to her getting to this Wembley match. You've been doing this for weeks. I don't care about this Jericho thing at all. I just don't care. I want this feud to be over. Move on.
Like there's stakes to it, but I don't even care about the stakes. Like the stakes are like Hooks around. I'm like, I want Hook to get away from this, so it doesn't even matter about the stakes.
Yeah. I'm assuming Hook is gonna win here and he'll be FTW champion again.
I hope he says this is the last you'll ever see of that belt. Like,
please.
I'm a gigantic Taz fan. My favorite. He's on my ECW Mount Rushmore. We got everything out of this championship at this point.
The mileage has been milked. Even ECW weren't that heavy with that title. Just get rid of it, please.
Yeah. But I do feel like at this point, Hook should be in the TNT title picture at the very least, or some other title feud, because this is not really helping him. But yeah, I guess this is for somebody. It's not really
like
for
get
me.
back to the stuff with Jack Perry. Get back, like they could feud over like an actual real championship,
Oh, Trios title, because he was teaming up with with Shibata and Samoa Joe.
Or that, yeah.
Something. I don't know. Yeah. We got Jack Perry versus Darby Allin in a coffin match. I think the build for this has been incredible. Way better than I expected it to be. Darby is one of the most consistent wrestlers in the entire company. I just think it's just something special about him, the way he wrestles. He feels like a main event guy. His vignettes and his promos have continued to get better and better. That vignette he did 2 weeks ago, really good. I think Jack has come along. He was kind of in the same spot right behind after Blood and Guts, where I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? But over the past 2 weeks, I think he's been great in this build. The changing the title and stuff. The video he did at home of him doing some smelting, cool stuff. And I thought like him coming and beating Darby up backstage and saying he wanted the coffin match. I thought that was all great.
What I've enjoyed about this feud is it's not like last year when they used to heavily rely on the fact that these two are pillars. Now you barely hear the words pillar come out of the mouth. It's two guys that I feel like Jack Perry's character is like he can take just as much punishment from Darby Allin like Darby Allin can. So it's two guys that are obsessed with pain. I mean, last year, Real Glass originated from a guy saying that he could take some sort of pain. So it makes sense that he's in a match with another guy who's known for being synonymous with pain. And I do feel like Darby Allin should be in the world title contention at least by the end of the year or next year because he's more than proven himself.
Well, he has a world title match, doesn't he? Because he won the Royal Rampage match.
Bingo. Because obviously he might not win this one, or you never know, might get a surprise victory. But he's one of those guys where whenever he's in a match, a Darby Allin match is special. It's unlike anything you'll see on the show.
It is.
Because I had the man them from Rest Things kind of like groaning that we're getting another coffin match. I'm like, listen, this ain't an Undertaker casket match.
Right. It's way different.
Right? Yeah. You're going to get a guy doing his coffin drop, hitting on the edge of the coffin, getting a Shawn Michael like injury, but still continue wrestling. You know, he's gonna power through. So I'm excited, but I also think that Jack Perry's title reign just started, so he needs this victory more than Darby Allin winning the title that he's already established and synonymous with. He's done everything he can do. Phil mentioned it. He's like top 5, TNT champion of all time. So there's no reason for Darby to go. But it'll be a regression. Kind of like how I felt with Sammy and Gunther with the IT title. It's time for Jack Perry to establish himself for the winter and as the guy to watch out for the company.
And he just did the little smoldering title transition. You don't want to take the championship away from him immediately. You want to give him a little bit time to carry that thing around. I think Jack Perry needs this victory a little bit more than Darby Allin does. There was some time of post showing the fight, the brawl out clip or whatever you want to say about it, that I was like, I don't know about Jack Perry. Then he went over to Japan and like really established himself. And there was like again, even after that, I was like, I still don't really know about Jack Perry. But I think, like Phil said, within the last 2 weeks, him kind of establishing himself as like, no, I'm not who you guys think I am. I'm actually this. I'm on some other shit. I'll kill myself the same way that Darby Allin will. Like, I'll go to the depths of hell to retain this championship. I think that is, sent him into a different level, and it's really helped for his character.
Yeah, I love that Jack has transformed into Peoples from the Shaft movie, and he's like walking up the ramp, stabbing himself with the ice pick, saying, "You best kill me." And that's his entire character at this point. But I do think he's gonna lose, guys. I think he's gonna lose. I think Darby's gonna win. I think it's a mistake to challenge this guy to his match. This is Darby's match. I think that this is the ultimate feat of arrogance, and I think his hubris is gonna cost him this match. I think he's gonna lose.
Okay. I can see it. Darby won last year in the casket, the coffin match.
Yeah, it's Darby's match. It's his match.
It's true, but there's been times when people have matches, but they don't win it because he's also tied to the EVPs. I can see some shenanigans happening if he were to win, Jack, meaning.
I agree. But at the same time, as we said, he's got a world title match coming up. You think that this guy going into a world title match is going to lose?
You know what? If it was any other guy, I agree. But Darby Allin's Teflon. You can have him beat, and next week heat him up. He can do a edgy promo like, "I can't be beaten, I can't be defeated," and then he goes over Carvey Hill, and you're like, "Yeah, Darby Allin's back here again." It's Darby.
Yeah, that's true. I have a feeling that Darby's winning here.
Myth maker here. Listen, this guy's law. Like I'm gonna be sitting there like this. Like I can't believe it's going
It could. He did it again. He did it again. I mean, I could definitely see it. This is a kind of. It would make sense for Darby to kind of go over.
Because I mean, if you're paying attention to the story here of even the way he won the TNT title, and then he also going into the blood and guts match, and him going, nah, man, I will take pain. I don't care. I didn't give up. The EVPs called the match for me. Because again, he's like, nah, you best kill me. And so, I don't know, man. I think Darby's gonna call his bluff and do something very violent to him, and he's gonna win this match.
Okay.
At the same time, I'm kind of worried because perception-wise, Jack Perry just got into the fans' good graces, and he hasn't been there that long. So you can see people saying it. He's getting buried. We're burying him. You know, it's going to be an exaggerated outrage if he does lose because he hasn't really been established yet.
I guess it's what's happening post this with Jack Perry. Where the story's going. Like, what do you guys think is going to happen post this with Jack Perry?
But that's why, because I don't think it's a burial if what I think is going to happen and Darby's going to do something very violent to him, because that's also the story coming out of the Anarchy in the Arena match. If they had to be very violent and beat the ever loving shit out of Darby to win that match, and I think it's going to come back to bite Jack in this match because Darby is going to return the favor.
Oh yeah, because Darby really hasn't got. They didn't let him burn Jack at the blood and guts match, so he still needs to get a one-uppance over Jack Perry, and this probably is it. That does make sense.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Like Phil, usually you do a great job of arguing a case, and I get swayed, but I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna be like, okay, just to make things interesting, I'm gonna go with Jack Perry.
Do you guys think there'll be fire involved in this?
Fire and glass, maybe.
I think it might be glass before it's fire.
Before it's fire.
It's probably glass.
Glass coffin.
Glass coffin. Yeah.
Okay, I'm still going with Jack out of this.
Yeah, I'm picking Darby to win. I think the build to this has been great. I think that they've gotten the best out of each other in this build, and even if Jack loses here, I still think you can do great things with Jack. I mean, he's coming into Chicago in 2 weeks. I have to assume they're going to plan something big for him because that crowd is going to boo him out of the building. Right. So, well, not even if they don't boo him out of the building, he's going to get a great reaction because it's going to be very split. So you got to have something big planned for him in 2 weeks.
The whole Darby having the title match thing is kind of interesting, though. It is one of those. The situation that WWE just had at SummerSlam or before SummerSlam with the guaranteed King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring shots. So
which is why I don't know why they did that, but I digress. And that title match, if I have to assume, they haven't announced it yet, right?
No.
So
guess they're waiting till after the main event of the show tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know. But we shall see. We've got the AEW American Championship match where MJF will be facing Will Ospreay in his home country. Despite what most people think of MJF as a person and sometimes as a character, I think this build has been great. I was very skeptical when they did the match on TV and MJF beat him because I was like, okay, why did we do this? What was the point? But I think they've gotten a lot of mileage out of this build. And if we needed any more proof, I thought the segment this week was very good. It went a little long, but I thought it was very, very good. If anybody was concerned that this wasn't going to do what it was supposed to do for Ospreay, it very much did because that crowd
Oh my God!
Super high. That crowd was super high for Ospreay. All of the stuff that MJF has been doing for Heat is working because they were booing this guy. Again, I think you're playing with fire when you do certain things like come out there at the Ref Pro show with the Hogan colors on and some of the stuff that's kind of on the nose. But again, I think the storytelling they've been doing is great. I was with them at the beginning of the segment, like, okay, where is this going? But when Ospreay started frying this guy on the mic and he was like, nah, man, they love me. And then he immediately blurted out, no, they don't love me anymore because you came here. I was like, nah, this is great. This is great. They're cooking.
Mhm.
You know what? If you had me on last week, I would have been more skeptical of the storyline because I felt like it was kind of surface level. But this promo is everything I wanted it to be because it didn't feel personal enough. Yeah, he took his title and used the dynamite, ring, but it felt like it didn't get to the meat, to the heart. You know, when you want a blood feud, legit, we had blood in the last segment they had. That's what I wanted. And to go back to MJF, my certain issues I have with MJF is like there's some people have mentioned Gunter calling Damian Priest, street trash and broke. What's the difference between that insult into what MJF is saying? I don't know. I believe Gunter's playing a character and it's so surface level. You're trash, you're broke. But to call someone a crack baby, that is an effort. I'm sorry. It's an effort to be that kind of levels of disrespectful. And the issue is, this is a guy last year who's crying about injustice himself. If it was any other guy, if it's JBL, then be like, oh, he's such a, you can, but this is a guy that'll cry, I've been, bullied. My ethnicity is being put on blast, but yeah, he's comfortable saying that. And he knows exactly the connotation. I'm shocked he didn't say super predator next. You know what I'm saying? Like he went there. So if someone went to him, start mocking him about his ethnicity or say certain things, he'll go straight on Twitter and be angry. You know what I'm saying? If he can dish the heat and take the heat, I don't mind. But we've seen history that he can't take the heat. He goes there. So I'm like, dude, if you're going to be a heel, embrace the kind of, backlash you're going to get. Even on Twitter, someone used his image on that guy on the plane. I don't know if you've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Yes,
I did.
Amazing.
Exactly.
Great work, whoever that was.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess to play devil's advocate here, his entire character is that he's a hypocrite. Like everything he does is a hypocrite. I mean, going around and saying he's an American hero and then going to American cities and going like, nah, I hate you guys. You're the worst of the worst. I don't mean you when I say America. I mean my hometown, Long Island. I don't mean you guys at all. And so again, I get parts of it, but it's just a bit too close that it's just like, because even if he doesn't understand that there's a connotation with calling someone a crack baby, it's just too close to certain things. The way that I said it when I first saw it is everything we hated about the Booker promo with him with Triple H,
Triple
and how it's like people like you don't get into this spot. It felt a little too close to that for me, that's why I didn't like it. But again, I get what he's going for. I get he's supposed to be a hypocrite. I get this is supposed to get heat, and it is working. The bits of it I do like work for me, but there are bits of it where I'm like, oh no, if you needed to do that.
Again, I say I wouldn't have mind, but this is the guy again that will go on social media and cry about injustices and get himself into debates. So it's kind of like, dude, if you're gonna do stuff like that, then you should. It's like he can dish it, but he can't take it, sort of thing. So had he not mentioned, he's meant to be a heel, but he's done promos where to get sympathy about, having difficulties and stuff like that. So you can't be that guy. I don't like that. It's like, I can dish it, but I can't take it. If he could take it, I probably wouldn't have that much of an issue. It's because I know how he would react. If Oku said something to him, it would have been a whole completely kerfuffle. He would have made a big deal about it. That's what my issue is. But to go back,
issue is that the lines are too fine. Is all.
Very fine lines.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of like reality. But he tries to mix the reality into his promos. So it's like,
it's hanging fruit. But Ospreay, listen, for all them fuckers out there say that he can't cut a promo, I hope you're choking on the chode because
it's over. I hope there's no one in the world that's still like Ospreay can't promo. We've seen it plenty of times at this point.
It's my favorite promo I've ever seen him cut on live television because the crowd was with him. I love the fact he used a lot of English jokes, inside jokes, to the point where all the Americans were quite confused. Even when he did like the advert with it, I say Bob Jones, whatever. When he get the spray, boom, that hits the spot. I was like, yes, because a lot of times English guys go to America and they kind of Americanize themselves. Drew McIntyre to Americanize his Scottish accent. Even Nick Aldis, sometimes when he talks, I'm like, Nick, it sounds like you've been living in Virginia for far too long, because
I think that's what they got wrong with Zach Gibson as well, because Zach Gibson came in straight away and he's a Liverpool guy. That's such a big part of his character. And then when you turn him into a Schism guy, it's like, well, you've taking away the thing that makes him him.
Yeah,
Yes.
his personality.
Yeah, and so when I saw the promo, because a lot of people use MJF as a barometer for promos, right? So if you go against him, if you survive an MJF promo, then you are decent. But I feel like even though it's MJF played the heel, he kind of allowed him to get ahead of him. But I feel like Will displayed so much charisma, confidence on the microphone, and he was able to get across the point that he wanted to. Because a few weeks ago he had that promo about getting more money in the MJF. It kind of backfired because MJF's got money as well. But to be honest, Will didn't have to cry on live TV to get more money. Tony Khan knew his worth straight away to give him the money. You know what I'm saying? But still, I feel like this promo kind of redeemed the storyline in him. And yeah, it got me excited. It got me fired up.
Yeah.
And the segment that happened afterwards, Reg, you're gonna tell us more, how you feel about the thing as well.
Yeah, I thought that the major points in the punchlines of this were major. That the Max saying they loved me before you got here, incredible. Osprey essentially saying Tony Khan called me to save the company because he couldn't depend on his world champion. It's like, again, there's some truth in that. You know what I mean? Like
Nas. It's like Nas and Jay-Z.
Exactly. Like when Osprey came in, the intention was come and be Osprey. We're gonna have that spot of the best wrestler in the world being the best wrestler in the world, and we don't want you to change that. We want you to be that guy. And Max's position is way different than that, and I just love that they're adding that into this feud. I think this promo really took it over the top. Of course, it's a Max promo, so they could have gave me 5. Like, you could have took 5 off of this,
bro.
We would have gotten there. But he always has to slow walk the dog. But getting to, like Sat was saying, the blood, I think really enhanced this.
Yeah.
Triple H levels though. Like, come on, MJF.
Dog,
you can be
give
concise.
me 5. Give me 5 minutes, please.
Concise. And before Phil, I'll throw it back to you. If people can make memes out of your promo, it means you need new material. That's what I can say.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
and they're in the drafts already. Like, they don't even have to make new ones. They can just like, here's the one from the last promo.
No, but that guy that wrote the Ricochet promo for him, classic. That was really, really funny.
And he said bookmarked.
But yeah, I mean, to your point about him bringing up the Osprey stuff from last year, I thought, again, that is just an incredible way to work this segment and to book this match, because you're playing off of the history with the company, but also playing off all of the stuff that happened at All In last year. And Max was the biggest match on that card. He had 2 matches on that card. He had the pre-show match and he had the main event. And coming in and going, hey, we're giving this guy a lot of time on this show, but well, you know why you're here, man. You're here to give us the match. Like, he's gonna give us all of the Max sports entertainment stuff, but going out there and light it up for him. That's what we need. And
damn, that match last year, you guys keep bringing it up. I'm like, the ROH champion. Like, how is the ROH supposed to recover after that shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, I thought all of this stuff was great. The aftermath of it with the blood was great.
Yep.
And before that though, the very subtlety of having Brian come backstage and going, do it. Mm-hmm. And that's it, and just walked away. Fantastic.
Amazing. I actually was going to make a Bryan Danielson connection because they're kind of essentially telling the same story that Brian and Swerve are telling, because the way that they got personal was Max was like, your wife and kids, essentially. And like, that's essentially the same story that they're telling in the main event, right?
Killer instinct kind of thing, right? You don't have the killer instinct.
I don't know if we needed the wife line, but it kind of felt like Max knew he was losing that segment, so I got to throw a bar out there to get some heat back.
Yeah.
But
I'm getting cooked. I got to get you with something.
Yeah, definitely was getting cooked. He was like, I got something though. And look, it was a good stinger. I thought it worked, but man, introducing the Brian stuff back in the way that they did it, because the Tiger Driver storyline, it has felt a bit silly, but of course, adding the real world stuff in it, that Brian needs neck surgery and making that a part of the storyline, I think that was smart. Mm-hmm. And then also, the thing that I love about everything they're doing with Brian for this pay-per-view is they played off his entire run with the company. Right. And so Brian right away going like, yeah, this guy, a year ago, I had this great Iron Man match with him, and I had the chance to beat him, and he was one of the guys that showed me my frailty and showed me, that it might be time to hang this up. He's one of the first guys that scared me to show me like, man, it might be time for you to go home and be a family man. And so for him to be the guy of all people to come backstage, like, no, do it. This guy is the worst of the worst. Put him away. I thought that was very smart.
The reason that I liked it a lot is because there's been controversy kind of surrounding what Ospreay, because Ospreay has continuously been on this bit of can't do the Tiger Driver because it hurts people, but then people are like, well, Brian's still here, and everybody, Kenny Omega's out, but like it doesn't feel like it's hitting as hard because the person you're talking about is out. It's not really out. He's in the main event. So for Brian to come in back and be like, dude, you're too much in your head. Do it. If you're going to do it to anybody, especially do it to Max. A really great little nugget to add to that match.
It was needed, to be honest, because it was verging on parody when people were saying, but
right.
Who's in the main event, Will? Why are you so hung up on this one move? I know it's as unfortunately a story they had to tell, and he had to see it through to the end, and he has. It's one of those things when you watch a TV show, you're like, okay, we got to the conclusion. Now we can put it to bed. We know what's gonna happen. He's gonna fucking Tiger Driver his neck.
Right.
Yeah. Off the stadium, probably on the seats.
That's crazy.
Just do it on a Wembley arch. Just.
But yeah, I think again, getting us to this point of this guy has pushed him all the way to the limits of wanting to do this move again.
Right.
I think it's great storytelling. I think most of us are going to say Ospreay is going to win this match.
Yeah.
There has to be the end to this. Ospreay has to win this match, and sounds like we're getting possibly Ospreay versus Pac in
Chicago. Like, come on, guys. Wembley should have been. Anyway, congratulations. Philip. It's not like you don't get anything.
You guys got the Rev Pro match before all of this. That was part of the reason why Pac ended up getting signed to this company. That's part of the reason that Ospreay got noticed by Tony. So that's fine.
Whatever, man. Chicago always wins. I'm tired of this. Reg, I'm with you. Where's Bakersville gonna get something? Come on.
No, I don't think we need it.
Okay, Los Angeles. Oh my. Okay, Los Angeles. That might be a little bit safer. I'm sorry.
But this is also like you're saying, we kind of expect Ospreay to win. Ospreay getting a big win in front of this crowd, holding that championship up while you guys go absolutely insane. It's going to be a great visual.
Oh, his music. Like last year when he came in there, the crowd really treated him like he's been in the company for a while.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, he went back to his old theme, which is now his current theme. It's been like a few months by then, but the crowd's had like nearly a whole year to learn the lyrics, to know the taunt, the movements. So it's gonna hit harder.
Like Ospreay. Oh my God, that's gonna be crazy.
I'm gonna be like The Rock. I'm gonna be like slapping my arms like this, and my missus will be not understanding what I'm doing. I'm like, The Rock.
Yeah, she's not gonna understand.
She'll be like, stop slapping your arm.
Are you okay?
Yeah, for real. That's what happens. You take a non-wrestling fan to shows. She loves coming to the shows, but she doesn't fuck with the storylines. Like she'll be like,
she's like me.
She's there for the wrestling.
Yo, she likes lucha libre style wrestling. She likes AAA or AAA. Just for the Mexican
she know what's up. She don't need
Yeah.
a story, so she don't be watching Raw.
Exactly. She wants to.
I get in trouble on this pod, man. I'm throwing a little.
Yeah, but tomorrow is gonna be a thing. Singing his theme song, hopefully win the title back, and of course in Chicago, you guys get the match. Pac versus Will Ospreay, and maybe after the match, you might get Ricochet coming out to confront someone. Who knows?
Yeah, looking forward to it. We got Mercedes Moné taking on Britt Baker DMD for the AEW TBS Championship. We talked last week about how this feud has gotten a little bit cold because Britt was off TV, and we had to get the Mercedes coming in to fill time, just cutting the promos to air. Yep. And the issue with it has always been that when they're in the ring together, it's electric. Like that first time they got in the ring together on Dynamite right after Dynasty. Mm-hmm. This felt like a hot feud. And so those times when Britt was off TV, you could tell that it suffered. But I thought the opening segment this week was great. I thought it put this feud back on track. This is exactly what we needed. I thought Britt cut a fire promo. And I think this is really Mercedes' best promo to date with the company. I thought that they did very well here. There were some bits of it where I felt like there's a little bit of cap in your rap on that one, but I feel you. Get your shit off.
It's wrestling. Got to get a couple of those in there.
I think someone said it that Mercedes is so much better at doing promos when she has someone to battle. I think when she's sent out there to do them long WWE style soliloquies, it falls on deaf ears. The fact that I love her reaction, and she's like, DMD, DMD. I like when she's firing back at the crowd. She was so good. She's like, shut up. Like, shut up. DMD, DMD. I was like, yes.
She's in her element when she does stuff like that because the crowd immediately booed. I loved it.
Exactly. I'm so happy she's not babyface. She's one of those people where she thrives. Like the Sasha Banks that we loved in NXT was a full blown heel, cocky, arrogant to the brim. We didn't like this. Is the
she
WWE.
Took Izzy's little headband off and threw it in. Like that's what we want.
But unfortunately, a lot of people didn't watch that NXT, so they only knew main roster Sasha Banks, which they kind of butchered. Because I hate it when they take a wrestler and you can tell that they're not in a natural role, and then you put them on TV and they spend years with the same character. I feel like this Mercedes character is a lot closer to the character we had in NXT with Sasha Banks, a much more grandiose version because she got more money, of course. You know what I'm saying? Wow. But also, I want a cease and desist on Mercedes wearing heels next to the brick house. You're taking away. Because isn't the brick house, she's wearing heels as well now. It's got to the point she's had enough that she's wearing heels because it's like, girl, I'm taller than you. Let me look imposing. But Mercedes is like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm the boss. I'm the boss of you. You ain't the boss of me. Can't be looking down on me.
I think she's doing it to troll now. Now she's like, oh, you guys are telling me not to. I'm getting the highest heels you could ever see.
But I also like the combination with Camille because, like you guys, we saw that it would be a great combination to put them two together. Combination. Proper combination. Like, and Camille's been doing good for the weeks that she's been there. And I feel like the promo was really good. It's what was needed, guys. This is the kind of promo we wanted when Britt came back. Like the first interaction they had, it should have been that, but like they say, better late than never. There's some like home truths there's some cap in some of Britt's lines. You know, it has to be, because I like the fact that Britt's not 100% true blue baby face, because she doesn't work as that. She works as a slimy heel, so there's still that element of sliminess shining through in her promos. But again, best promo by Mercedes. Britt did well to garner the homegrown support. That's what she's, banking on. But, I'm anxious to see what Wembley's going to react like, because I feel like I'll be saying CEO, CEO, CE. And I like the song. I know people hate on Mercedes rap or whatever, but the chorus does what it needs to do, right? Chant for me. Get hyped up. Yes, we're here.
Can I admit that I like the song now? I think it's great.
Hey, Philip Lindsey.
I think it's great.
I'm sorry. My toxic trait is, look, that Mercedes song is not that bad as y'all be saying.
Sorry, I like it.
I don't know what
the space
talking about, but she be doing her thing.
I'll be the safe space, brothers. For weeks, people trying to gaslight me. I'm like, the song does what it needs to do. It gets you hyped up. Dun, 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 dun. CEO. Yep. Come on, Reg, you're a rapper.
Come on, Reg, you're a rapper again. Double it up.
Come on, Reg, you're a rapper hits every time.
You hear it, right? You just wanna get out your seat, and I like it.
Yeah.
Her New Japan song was cool for what it was. Money. It was like fun and memey, but this is the one.
I like it.
There was a couple of things in this promo where I kind of cringed. Britt tries to get over the point that Mercedes was a part of the 4 horsewomen. That's why she was hot. She was one of 4 and Britt was one of 1. But like, what about the people that were there too, Britt? Is the part that got me. What about Sheeta? What about Rhea? What about Nyla? What about, you know what I mean? Like Thunder Rosa. There's a bunch of people that help. You didn't do it by yourself. And that's the whole promo was like, I'm Britt Baker. I did this. I should be a pillar. I'm not even a part. You know what I mean? Like, give it up to the division is where I'm landing. Like you trying to say her whole thing is like, all you care about is money, Mercedes. You wanted to be all you cared about was being the highest paid woman in wrestling. Britt would murder someone to be the highest paid woman in wrestling. Like, what are you talking about, dude? You're like, why are you trying to get over a point like Mercedes is doing something crazy? Everything bad you're saying about Mercedes, you do or would do the same thing. And we all know it. Not even as like the real person. I'm talking about the character. Britt Baker has told us this is what she is, this is how she is. So like it just felt a little bit hypocritical.
Yeah, I saw that you went viral again.
I usually do.
I saw a clip of you and Denise talking about it again, and so I haven't given my opinion on most of the promo. And again, I thought it was a good promo. I thought what made it so great is that Britt's delivery was good. The crowd was very much into it. It felt like two big stars having a back and forth, and I think that made this work. But there was absolutely some cap in Britt's promo.
That's the game. But yeah, I did like that they got to the stare down because, like you said, when it's just them face to face and they're both going bar for bar, it feels like the big match that we're getting to.
Yeah, because it feels like it's gonna feel like we're nitpicking here, but is that really a bar, Britt, to be like?
That's what I'm saying.
You were 1 of 4. I'm 1 of 1. All right, but the match that inspired an entire generation of women's wrestlers is Mercedes versus Bayley.
Exactly.
When Mercedes came to the main roster, the feud that really changed everything, that had the Hell in a Cell match and all of these other things, that was Mercedes versus Charlotte. The one that out of those women that ended up main eventing WrestleMania, that was Mercedes. You're not gonna just talk about her like, all right, well, you were just one of a set. No, this woman has done historic things. Like you can't just do that.
That was also the funniest thing in the thing because Mercedes.
It's not a bar.
Mercedes's point was, I inspired you. You have said on record that you're here because of me. My match has done that. And then Britt's response is, yeah, you did actually inspire me. I am actually. That's not you're not winning. She's saying I'm here. You're here because of me, and then you say, yeah, I am. What?
The other part that I thought was wild because again, I don't want to nitpick on this promo, but then to go, yeah, you pride yourself on being a star maker, but me, I'm 1 of 1. So you're telling me that you don't care about making the rest of these women in your division stars?
Well, it's true though. She's not lying.
That's not a.
You like being a star maker. I'm the only star here. That's not a bar.
That's not a bar for you as a babyface. As a babyface, you shouldn't say that. Especially, and like I said, and I said this on Twitter, for you to do that and say I'm 1 of 1, I'm the gold standard here. No, Hikaru Shida is the gold standard of that division.
The real ace of this division is fucking Shida.
If you pick out most of the women in that division, they had their best match with Shida, not you. So
including you. Almost, you know.
But that's why I'm like, you can't. It was bits of it where I was like, I feel you, Britt, but that's some cap. I hear you. Get your shit off.
But I did like it. I think it was a great face-off. This was definitely needed as the go-home promo into the show, and I think there's a lot of excitement around it. But like, Mercedes is leaving with this championship.
Absolutely, Mercedes is going to win. Anybody that thinks that's not happening, buddy, you are fooling yourself. Mercedes is leaving Wembley with 2
very
belts.
rude awakening tomorrow for you.
But guys, before we go along, the fact that she is calling herself the ace, someone must have told her that's what you've been calling her, right? I feel like, Phil, that you played a part in this. Did Will go to Shida, his friend Shida, and be like, you're the ace of this company? And she's like, you damn fucking right I am. And she just went in front of the camera and started saying it. I feel like you brought it up a few months ago and now she's saying it. I feel like there is a correlation. It can't be coincidental. Can't be coinkydink, as they say.
Can neither confirm or deny that, right?
So he probably does know. So you hear that, guys? The silence is deafening. I read between the lines.
Can neither confirm or deny that.
Yeah,
but Shida is absolutely the ace of this division, man. It's just the truth of the matter. And I feel like she should be on this card, to be honest, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But yeah, that was the part of the that of her saying, I'm one of one and stuff. I was like, I don't know about all
You're
that,
not-
baby. You got
that's it.
The division suffered. The division suffered because she was 1-on-1. Like no one was really standing out because when she left. No offense to her, when she left, it was like a breath of fresh air because you had all these new crop of talents coming up. To the point, people were saying, "Britt, can you even fit in this new AEW women's division?" I'm just saying, even right now, she's trying to find a footing.
What's your place? What's your place? Because like Mercedes, Tony, Mariah, like I can name like 5 or 6
Jamie
girls that
Hayter,
are
Sheeda, you've got Statlander, Willow's gonna be the big babyface next year. You know what I'm saying, girl? You're gonna be tag champion maybe, or
bro.
to get the tag titles.
But again, and that's part of the cap of what you're saying of you being 1-on-1. You came back and the first thing you did was grab the biggest possible match that you could get with somebody that's already established star. This match is going to be great, man. Like I'm excited for this. I think that it's going to be a great match. I think that the crowd is going to react very well to these two women. I like the story of Mercedes being in the crowd last year, and now she's a big part of this company, a big part of this show.
Really good story.
I think that that's cool. I don't know if I believe her story about I was going to be at WrestleMania 39, but then I decided to go here. I think that that's a cool story going into this pay-per-view. I think that's the right thing to say, but there's some things that kind of contradict that. But
listen, the best of all time wrestlers, Cap, Phil. We all know that.
Man, we talk about this a lot with rappers too. Some of the best rappers are liars, man. It just is what it is.
Huge facts. Some of my favorite rappers of all time, like, did not do that, but I don't care.
And that's also why some of the Brit promo, I was like, go ahead, get your shit off. Like, get your lies off. I feel you.
Like, we're nitpicking here, but yeah, it's a wrestling promo. You should say all that shit. You should say you're the best. That's the game.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But before we move on, do you think Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker are going to continue their union when Jamie comes back? That's the question I have.
I hope not. Because I know some people want it. But I think part of why Hayter's title run started to fizzle at the end is because it was too much on Britt and not enough on her as her own character. And so I hope when she comes back, she continues to build on her popularity and she makes her way as her own star.
And I was about to say, bro, remember Jamie Hayter was one of the hottest wrestlers in the company, man or woman. Like when her music would hit, people were going insane. And I thought that the Brit stuff was kind of it's like she don't even need Brit, dude. She's over as hell. And like I didn't really understand. So I hope like when she comes back, we get back into that because as soon as she has a match, people are gonna remember Jamie Hayter's fucking incredible, and we're gonna be off to the races. So
yeah.
And if I'm being honest, I enjoyed Brit so much more when Rebel was around.
That was a better pairing, I think. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, bring Rebel back.
She's just a natural heel too.
Also,
she is. That's what it is. I think that was kind of the disconnect with some of her promo. And I get what she's relying on, the story of I'm a homegrown. I am the homegrown. I'm the number one woman. I was the first one signed here. I get that, but bro, it's Mercedes. Like you can't.
Come on,
you can't. You trying to do that to Saraya with a little bit of cap too, and saying like I've already had more of accomplishments and impact than you. That's a bit cap too. But
saying that to somebody who has a movie based off their life is just that makes me laugh every time. Like she has a movie, dog. I think if we're talking accomplishments, it's a little bit different. No, it's a lot bit different.
I will never forget that episode where we recorded that, and I sat here and said, "Nah, this is cap." And a certain other person on this podcast was like, "Is it though?" And I was like, "Dog, what are we doing, man?"
Thinking about that now, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh man.
Mercedes is winning this tomorrow.
Heck, yes, she is, man.
Yeah. But I'm glad that there are two major women's matches on this card.
Sir.
I think that shows the biggest growth in this company year over year is that
both title matches, both huge stakes, both big stories behind them.
You potentially could have had 3 women's matches on the main card if you really wanted to push for it. You could have potentially had 4, to be honest.
You're right.
Because you already have so many major storylines going with the women. I think that has been the greatest progress this company has made year over year.
By far.
Speaking of which, we've got Timeless Tony Storm taking on the Glamour Mariah May for the AEW World Championship. Bar none, I think this is the best storyline coming into this pay-per-view.
Yep.
I think the build for it has been great. I think it's slowed down a little bit in the last few weeks, but I think this has been really a spectacular storyline, the best storyline that this women's division has ever had. Man, we might have to start having some conversations about Tony as champion too. I think Tony might be the best champion in the history of the division.
I mean, for what this story has did, it's hard to think of anybody else. Like people have had great runs, but for like establishing this division, having one of the hottest stories, and Tony's one of the hottest in the Cole Company, man or woman too. It's like, I don't know. It's like it's hard to argue against.
Bro, that was the other thing with you saying that it's kind of cool last week. That reaction to Tony and Cardiff was crazy.
Brother. They like some Tony Storm out there.
Yeah. The match. The match.
Did they pay tribute to World of Sports set?
They did. Good old Johnny Saint. They did. So the pace was a bit different. So the pace is for people that have vertigo. So they decided to go slow. So that's where, Saraya, who wrestles like Andre the Giant, she was just moving at her own pace. She's cooked in it. She wrestles like Andre the Giant. You guys see that? She even held on the ropes towards the end. Got a bit dizzy.
Yeah.
She wrestles like Andre the Giant.
She does.
Listen, this is what got me this week. I was like, we got the blood feud. We're here. We did it. We got to Mariah and Tony. What? They're telling the Saraya story, but like, I understand all the connections. We're out here. We're about, world of sport, blah, blah, blah. We're paying tribute, but with Saraya in this moment probably wasn't the best idea to do. And if you guys are going to do it at less than half speed, you really maybe shouldn't do it. But I still think, with the post-match stuff, and we're already here anyways, there's not really anywhere to go but to the match. So
I would like to have this discussion with you about where the storyline has gone, and I'm happy I've been given this opportunity. I feel like the quick heel turn made this feud. Instead of doing the Triple H model of dragging out, elongating the turn, it established Mariah May as a vicious heel, the way she wasn't portrayed before. It was the follow-up that was kind of bungled, right? Because you had the dead crowd, Tony Schiavone kind of stealing the heat by calling, Mariah a bitch. They should have done what Phil said. It should have been a montage on the screen and then Mariah explaining why and how she did this, how she ingratiated herself into Tony's life, how she suckered her into, falling for the trap. Is that we never got that explanation. We never got that breakdown from Mariah. It's just like, why I did it. Why I did it. Now I have everything. It was quite surface level. Now my daughter's banging on the door because she hears me in this room. So if you hear you're laughing, but she is crying. She's crying like our whole child maintenance, the way she's crying out there, like outside the door. But yeah, we didn't get that explanation. You want that when someone breaks it down, how the heel turn happened, even though we know what happens, but you want to see, was she using it from the beginning? Or was it the way Tony was treating her is what changed her? Because we know the source material is, the 1950 films, Sunset Boulevard, All About Eve. Those are the inspiration for the feud. But we didn't get enough insight into Mariah. It was just too surface level for a great turn. And I think that's what kind of hurt it a little bit. Because to now, you can assume why she turned on her, but you can't really gauge what triggered her. Is she fame hungry? Did she love her?
Is it just the championship? Like, what's the exact thing?
We never got the POV, and I feel like they kind of skipped a beat, and that kind of hurt it a little bit for me.
I liked when posted they had that promo, then Tony showed up in the cameraman's outfit or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Then they had the collision angle where Tony was on commentary, or no, Mariah was on commentary, and then Tony comes up, hits her, and then she does the dive off the stage. I thought those things were really great, but then post that, they haven't really did anything to get me more excited about the match. I'm excited about the match regardless. I think they got us to the moment, but these last 2 weeks haven't had anything to really stick into.
Yes.
I gotta disagree. I think that the story has been that she's taking advantage of her. Like, I think the story has always been, no matter what Tony has done, because at one point you could see people feeling sorry for Mariah and thinking, all right, well, Tony kind of ignored her and played her off, or even infantized her at some point. But then she eventually came around to her and really started treating her like a protege. So it's almost kind of like Tony had this coming, but I don't think that's the actual story. I think the story is exactly what Mariah said when Renee asked her, like, why did you do this? And she's just kind of like, well, why not? And it's like, I think that makes this heel turn feel even better, because there is no sympathy to be had for Mariah.
Right.
Her idea of saying, like, no, I don't dislike her at all. I actually love her. But that's what makes her a heel. That's what makes you want to boo her. It's like, no, you're actually just doing this because you want fame, and you suckered your way into her life, and you stayed around and you waited to the exact moment and you turned on her. And so I think all of that stuff is what makes this work. I do think that they kind of slow walk the dog a little bit in the aftermath of the turn. I think there's stuff that they probably could have done a little bit better, but I think stuff like having Mariah come out and play it up and using her own gimmick against her, coming out with her own music. Because, I mean, that was the whole buildup of this, of like, all right, well, you want me to cosplay as you and dress me up as you. You got what you wanted. And so I think all of this and leading up to Tony coming back with the black hair and everything. And I thought the promo last week on Collision was great. The one where she is where she's doing the cinema thing again, and and she took the wig off and she put all of her usual makeup and stuff on, and she was just like, I'm gonna give you the show. If people think I'm just gonna disappear and just like disappear into depression because this happens to me, no, I am gonna give you the show of the lifetime. One of us is gonna die in that ring.
Dog, Tony on these promos throughout this whole thing is like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, there was the moment of the character work was on 10 and she couldn't match up what she wanted to do in ring to what the character was, but she's figured all of that out. And the promos are like, no, you're one of the best promos in this company. Like, and she doesn't need a lot of time. Like, give Tony 45 seconds, and that 45 seconds is going to be the hardest 45 seconds you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, MJF, take notes.
I'm saying, bro, it doesn't have to be 20 minutes. Like, you can do it in 5.
Yeah. But yeah, I loved her giving the line, which was in Watchmen, which I said on Twitter, giving a line of like, I went to the therapist and they said, well, go and see this clown. And it's also like, she spent so much of this title reign kind of doing very silly stuff. And it's like, oh, you're supposed to be like the bubbly, goofy one. And she's like, no, this is serious now. Now that I have to take this serious, that's what it is. And I love that about this feud. I think this is the best storyline going into this pay-per-view. It kind of hurt it that the Owen Hart Cup was a little bit further from the pay-per-view. So you had a few more weeks than you needed to build this, but I still think they've built a great storyline. The fact that this thing made it to BBC and it was on the cover and all these other cool things that they've got coming out of this. They've got the guy from Turner Classic Movies coming to narrate the stuff tonight. I think all of that has been fantastic.
So also, I just want to say that this Tony Storm character debuted in a weird way at Wembley last year. She came out to the, was it the Union Jack theme or whatever it is that she came out to last year? But the metamorphosis, the time this Tony Storm started last year, the breakup from the Outcast started last year, and to see how she's able to sway, because there was a demographic of crowd of people that didn't think Tony Storm was entertaining enough. They didn't think she can cut promos. They thought she was too dry. And I'm like, you didn't watch her in NXT UK. She had boundless of charisma. It's just that her heart was broken because our other company didn't use her well. So she was obviously trying to get into a groove of things. And when she got this character, she sunk her teeth into it. You finally got to see the real Tony Storm, the layers of personality, the promos. They're almost like Mick Foley-esque level promos, the way she can get so visceral. She can have blood on her face trailing down. And she'll hit like a zinger one-liner, but also she can be very serious and also like metaphoric with her promos as well. She's just been incredible. One of the best women's champion we have right now going, and it's been great to see her run. But I'm kind of worried. The Vince Russo PTSD in me is worried that with Luther coming back, are we going to get a swerve that she's going to become Mariah's butler? I don't know, because you could argue with Tony being a babyface that she actually need a babyface butler to be around her.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna play in. We also have Mina coming in and doing like the Miss Elizabeth stuff. I don't know. I hope that they don't overbook this and they just do a straightforward match. I think this has the potential to be a very good match. Of course, I think Mariah's winning. I think that's the logical conclusion to the storyline. I don't think you can get to the end of this and have Tony win, because there really is nobody else if she beats her. I mean, yeah, you can heat somebody up to win after this, but this really should be Mariah's crowning moment.
It'd be crazy to do all of this, have all this, and Mariah not win. You know what I mean? Like all this build up and stuff. That would really, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Mariah May, because on paper you think she'll wrestle like Tori Wilson, but she bloody wrestles like a Joshi. You know what I'm saying? Like she can go. So
no, I see Mariah May force some of these women wrestlers in AEW that don't be working like that to work like that.
I mean, her match with Queen Aminata, I'll never forget it. That was like, eye-opening to see two women just dish it, and it did a lot for Aminata. Look where she is right now, in ROH.
Yes. Yeah, Mariah's been incredible. Her facial expressions throughout this entire storyline. I think she's proven she's a great promo. The promo she cut where it started with the black and white, she's like, no, we're not doing any of that shite. And she proceeds to cut this great promo where she's like, yeah, we're still here, but I get to be the one that writes your eulogy. Fantastic line. Her delivery has been fantastic. And she's wrestled really well, I think, in the company. I think she's going to be a great champion if she wins.
This is a really great spot for her. Like, I think she's going to be great, but she's like, her charisma and personality so well. She's going to be a monster babyface eventually too.
Yeah, I'm a little worried because you've got so many things going on with the women's division. Like with this Sheeta stuff happening, I think people are gonna want to see Sheeta get this big push, and they've got to have a follow-up ready with Mariah if she wins, because the fans are very impatient, as we've seen multiple times. When somebody becomes champion, they're ready to crown the next champion. So they've really got to knock this out the park afterwards.
And I don't know who it will be. I mean, they have a lot of great options. I think they could hammer it home. We got Anna Jay making a big mark out there in Japan. Maybe she could come back and do something. But yeah, I'm actually interested to see the follow-up on Tony too. Like, where does she go from here?
Yeah.
Maybe she like the last time she lost the title is what led to the creation of Timeless. Who knows what version of Tony Storm we may get next after she loses the title. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mariah May is for the win, I think.
Watch for the shoe, guys. Watch for the shoe.
Yeah, I definitely think she's going to use the shoe to win, by the way.
Yes, definitely.
Our last match, the main event, will be title versus career. Swerve Strickland taking on Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship match.
Bryan Danielson said, fuck on Dynamite, and we all went ham. Yeah.
Twice.
Two times.
When he said it the first time and the crowd was like, yeah, I was like, bruh, we are here officially. This is where I've been wanting to be for some months now.
Yeah. Okay, we've had this discourse with the Hangman stuff. People have been wanting Hangman in this spot. I think over the past 2 weeks, I'm ready to move on from any of that talk. That's over with. I know people wanted that match. I would have liked to see Hangman in this spot, but this match feels bigger. It feels like this is the storyline to tell. I'm telling you, I love the way that they've built up Bryan's entire AEW career up to this moment. The montage they played last week, his promo last week, having Eddie Kingston of all people being the guy like, man, do it. Go get it done. Go win that championship. The moment he had with Ospreay backstage, it really feels like it's a payoff to everything he's done with this company.
Right.
And man, everything Swerve has been doing, because I've been saying for weeks that he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting in this build with his promos, with the character motivation and stuff. It's been really, really great to watch. It's been really great to watch Swerve not just prove that he's been a great champion, but continuing to rise to the occasion with every big match he gets. I think he could have easily came into this and just looked like Brian's opponent. But I think that he's looked fantastic throughout this build. He felt like this big obstacle that Brian needs to get past. Like, I really believe him when he says, like, "No, I'm the most dangerous guy in this company." He is. Because it's like, if my back is against the wall and you're trying to take this from me, nah, not me. I'm not about to just lay down for you.
Swerve has felt like the final boss of AEW, and it is a role that suits him really, really well. He's had a great title run. I was speaking with the wrestling guys. You could argue Swerve is probably the best Black World Champion we've had seen displayed in wrestling. He, in terms of the opportunity given to him, in terms of mainstream publicity he's been getting, in terms of how he's been built up, you haven't seen that level of foresight and built into a black wrestler since Dwayne Johnson. And no, I'm not gonna talk about different shades of skin and stuff like that, but you don't often see dark skinned fellows handled.
No, that's facts.
That's real.
You know, I don't want to get to the shade of colors because yeah, we're all black. But
they're like, these 3 dark skinned guys. Of course they would think that.
there's varying degrees levels of black, so there's varying levels of degrees of acceptance in terms of mainstream publicity.
Totally.
And when it comes to black people of dark skin origin, you tend to, you know, treat it a bit different. Hence you'd never see The Rock sit there and take a Triple H promo like the way Booker T had to. You know what I'm saying?
No way.
No,
exactly.
Absolutely not.
To see Swerve, like you say as well, a complex character. Because at one point I was getting worried when he turned babyface, they're gonna wipe away all the interesting layers that made him a great character. But I like the fact that, like you guys say on the pod, like he's still that guy. He's never stopped being that guy. It's the crowd that changed. He never changed. The crowd changed. He's still that guy where he'll kill you for that title. He's got that title. It doesn't mean he's gonna get lazy and complacent. He's gonna do everything he can to keep that title. He doesn't care about Danielson's, you know, final year as a full-timer. He doesn't care about his family. He cares about being champion. And that's the kind of guy you need to go against Bryan Danielson, because Bryan Danielson, as much as you don't like him being the underdog, but in the other company, the way they establish him is if you put Bryan Danielson in the corner, he's going to come up fighting and swinging and battling. And that's the Bryan Danielson we're all behind to win. So yeah, we wanted Swerve and Hangman. We're not getting it. But Bryan Danielson has a great way of conveying his words so potently. Unlike that NXT run when they say he couldn't cut a promo, you got another guy who defeated the allegations of cutting promos. You weren't watching 2006 when that guy was cutting fire promos with his shaved head, with the welts on his chest from Roderick Strong. He was cutting fire promos back in 2006. This guy, I'm gonna go see him. Final Countdown's gonna play, guys. So I've got a backstory with my partner and my child. When my daughter was born, I did not cry. I kind of didn't go with the emotions. So she makes fun of me. She said, if I see you cry for something else, I'm going to remind you did not cry for your daughter.
You can't cry ever again for anything
You can't
else.
cry ever again.
You're done, dog. You're done.
So we're back. So when I hit, we don't have copyright singing the whole song. You know how the song goes. When that song plays, I'm going to be like this.
Listen, man. It's just something about it, man. We were sitting in United Center together when it hit, and I was just like, nah, dog. Brian's is the greatest of all time, man.
That's on my list right there of top 5 wrestling moments of being in United Center and Final Countdown fucking playing and just being like the emotion of seeing the crowd. Everybody's going ham. The music's playing. He's coming down like, this is crazy.
Listen, y'all are saying that, but and we've made reference to this on the pod before, but in Wembley Stadium in front of 50,000 people.
I didn't even think about it.
If Ain't Nobody hits, I might cry for real. Because
if Ain't Nobody hits,
bro, like everything this means to him being a wrestler that planted his flag in the UK was Defy and everything, and that song was playing during that run. I mean, part of the reason I became a Swerve fan was watching him come out to that music and the reactions to it and seeing how far he's come and just being so proud of that, man. Like, nah, listen, I know that there was a period of people on Twitter, on their podcast being like, oh, y'all still like him? Nah, bro. We Swerve fans around here, bro. I ain't trying to hear that. Like everything he's gotten, getting to do the Complex article, shout out to Seahawk, getting like the documentary.
The documentary they're gonna do on him next
year.
The
documentary that's coming up, getting the
contract talks.
getting the
Ching.
getting the remix to his theme song with Bun B and West Side Gun and those guys holding that championship and everything he's gotten over the last few months from March on, and capping that off, even if he loses tomorrow, with possibly coming out in Wembley Stadium with Ain't Nobody, bro.
Come on.
Nah,
Phil, you
I might shed
Phil,
some
you
tears,
can't-
bro.
Phil, you can't be saying that. Is that legit? I don't want to sit there and I'll be like,
I don't know that for a fact, but
We
I've
don't
seen
know that.
people. I've seen people teasing it, and I'm just like, bro, if he comes out to Ain't Nobody, man,
It's going
Come
to be
on,
a
man.
great moment. Even the promo this week of him saying, I'm going to beat you, Brian. And then if you think about having a run, if you think about coming back for Defy, I'm going to be there. If you think about having a run in Mexico or Japan, I'm going to be there. If you're at the crib, I'm going to be there. It's like he's still saying, I'm a healed, you guys. Like, this
Bro.
guy's coming for my prize. I'm going to take everything he has.
Again, I think that the coolest thing about all of this is that at one point, Swerve was another guy that was like, man, we know he can wrestle, but can he talk? And ever since last year, just becoming a better talker, and man, him cutting that promo Wednesday of just being like, listen, if nobody else is gonna hold you to this, don't worry, Birdie, I got you. I'm gonna hold you to this. If he thinks that you're gonna come back and wrestle after this, you're gonna have a moment. I'm gonna be there to beat you down at every turn. Excellent promo. The Nigel stuff as well. Having Nigel be there to recount this guy's downfall. Brian coming out with the shirt that he wore.
Now, before that, of Nigel getting uncomfortable and being like, I don't fuck with Brian, but you talking a little bit crazy. Swerve being like, nah, you wanted this. This is what you
Bro,
wanted.
Everything about it. I thought this was one of the best go-home segments that they've had in the history of this company. Yeah. That might sound like an exaggeration, but I don't think it is. I think this is one of the best.
Like you said, Brian comes with the shirt, and then he fucking he says fuck 2 times and says, I'm the best fucking wrestler in the world. I'm going to kick your head in. Dog, I am fired up.
Bruh, him coming out with that shirt on and all the emotion that came with him having to leave wrestling and the way he left wrestling, and then in that same shirt saying, nah, I am the best fucking wrestler in the world. I was ready to run through a wall.
Yeah.
Guys, you're not here. So apparently he thought that was the same shirt. It's not, but he himself was aiming to wear that shirt. So I don't know how many flannel shirts he has, but he confused.
Similar enough.
Right?
It works out.
It was Bella Twin-esque where he looked at the 2 shirts and goes, yeah, that looks that's probably the one. Yeah.
Yeah, a little Mandela effect, but we get it.
Yeah. But like you were saying, Swerve is at his best when he's on full-blown Nino Brown mode, where he doesn't give a shit, he doesn't give a fuck. He's gonna shoot you right between the eyes, kind of vibe. That's what I like.
It's like your homeboy, like, I think you're going too far, and he's like, nah, this is what y'all got me to this position. It's kind of Kevin Owens effect.
Yeah. Yeah, love this segment. Very excited for this match.
Where have you guys landed? Who's winning this match, Sat? You got Bryan Danielson winning this match?
110%. I do feel like Phil said, and like you guys have been saying the last few weeks on the pod, where this is his thank you run, because Tony Khan's big into giving wrestlers their flowers, especially wrestlers that have played a big part in the company. He did that with Sting early in the year. And he wants Danielson to at least have 1 title reign, because I feel like Tony Khan won't sleep at night. Not like, I had Bryan Danielson for how many years, and you didn't win my title once. You won't win my belt, and that Bryan will be like, fine,
you won't win my belt.
Yeah, he's gonna guilt him. It's like, why? We'll make it hemp. Is it because the leather? We can make it the planet's title. You can change it. Please just take the belt. So yeah, I as much as Swerve winning at Wembley will be a big moment to go in his hometown as champion. I felt like it's a good way to cap off his first title reign. It's been a great first title reign because, like you guys say, it's usually the second title reign where a wrestler is established as a main eventer. But we've seen Swerve establish himself with that first reign, which is a rare feat to have. Only like guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Yokozuna. There's more guys that are probably Batista, John Cena. They established themselves with first title runs. It doesn't happen often, but from the way he's been built up, after that feud with Hangman, people are ready, right? He turned babyface overnight. It's like, I was like, no. I used to see it as like a kiss of death when they turn babyface. No.
It was kind of a forced thing because people like the match so much. They're just like, damn, we like this guy. He's cool.
I know. And it's kind of like we know how great he is, but when the main, it's like when a rapper goes mainstream, like, no.
Yeah.
Can we just keep him for ourselves just a little bit longer? Can we just keep the aura? Don't make him pander to the crowd. Yeah, I mean,
don't water it down. You're scared it's going to get watered down, essentially.
Don't make him go full blown MJF babyface. Don't make him say tofu. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't, But luckily, he's maintained the kind of level. But yeah, Swerve as champion has been incredible. But I want to see that 2-month Danielson run.
Yeah. Nah, it just only feels right that this is the time to put the belt on him. This is the last realistic chance you can put that belt on him. I think he's winning. I think he's winning. And man, I mean, either way, if Swerve wins here, I wouldn't be mad at this at all. I love the energy of him just being like, nah, I'm just going to retire him. Like, y'all all talking like this guy's going to beat me. No, I am going to retire this dude.
Like Birdie wants him at home. I'm going to grant Birdie's wishes.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Brian's going to win here. I think it's going to be an incredible moment to cap off an amazing career.
Brian doing the big yes with the championship in Wembley with Kleino countdown plan, brother. Get me out of here.
Bro, that was another thing from the go home of him asking the question and then the crowd hitting the yes chant with him, and he got back on the mic and was like, they already told you what it is. I'm about to win.
I was
like, nah, we're out of here, bro. Like, come on.
Brian hit him with, you know what it is? Nah, dog, we out of here.
In support of Bryan Danielson, I'm actually wearing a white t-shirt, a blank white t-shirt.
Hey, let's go.
Because that first few months at AEW, he didn't want any merch. He just wore those white t-shirts. So I'm gonna pay homage tomorrow wearing a white t-shirt. So you know what time it is. It's about,
it's crazy. What a main event, man. I'm so like, it's crazy. Like you said, we brought up Swerve. Like, there's a black man in the main event against potentially one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Like, the stakes are high. This is fucking Wembley Stadium, 50,000+ people. Right, this is amazing. This is a huge deal. And like you said, win or lose for Swerve, he's out of here. This is a great moment for him regardless.
Yeah. That's part of the main reason I'm looking forward for this show is this main event.
Same.
I think this feels like a big Wembley level main event. It feels like a match worthy of this card.
Very excited. We talked about the match. We're gonna see the match, dog. The match is gonna be Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. Bryan Danielson, the ultimate fucking underdog babyface, against Swerve Strickland, who is on 10 right now, movie villain-esque run. Like, this is, the elements are there. I'm so excited about it.
Brian is gonna do something very scary.
I hate him already.
I'm gonna be like, please stop doing this to us.
He's gonna do some seizure fake spot, and we're all.
He's gonna do it for you. I feel like you guys curse it because you guys always preemptively mention it, and then I see the match. I'm like,
Then he does it. A doctor comes in to check on him. I'm like, I hate him.
But yeah, man. Listen, just the idea of him holding up the AEW championship, even if he brings the Owen and does the 2 titles, like he did for WrestleMania 30. Come on. It feels like it's happening.
It's coming home.
What a time. I'm jealous that Sat's gonna be there live, because this
Listen, Chicago gets everything. Give me this, please. Come on. I don't go to enough wrestling shows anyway.
I don't get everything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not like you're about to go to a great show in like 2 weeks, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we don't know what else is on that card yet. We don't.
It don't matter.
Happening.
Pac and Ospreay, I don't care what's on here.
And
how you know Ospreay winning?
Maybe.
I mean, Max could win. That is a thing.
I don't think Max is winning.
Max could win. That is a thing.
Listen,
if they want us to come back next year, you better do right by our boy, man.
If Max comes out there,
you can't have all. Does it have to be all happy endings?
At least listen, if you want us to come back next year, it hinges on us walking away home, saying, that's a great show. Piss us off. I'm like, I'm not paying tickets ever again. I'm not doing it.
Bruh. If by the way, if Max does his white version of the Living in America Apollo Creed entrance, I'm gonna stand up in my seat and say, listen, man, y'all gotta give your boy credit when y'all do these things when I predict them. Cause
yeah, I will, I'm actually gonna film it. I'll be like, Phil, you're right, he's doing it.
He did it.
You sorcerer, you clairvoyant.
Yeah. But man, what a great show coming up. Yep. Very excited for this. Reg and Denise will be doing a watch along for that on Denise's channel.
Yes, sir. My first ever watch along. I'm very excited about it.
Sat will be in the building.
In the Royal Box, baby, at Wembley Stadium. I've never been in a Royal Box in my life, so I'm gonna feel a bit fancy.
Yeah,
Being
big
there.
time. And one of the, potentially the greatest wrestler in the world got you in there. So you
Yeah.
gotta flex one more time.
Yeah, listen, that's my boy, man, Billy. We call him Billy. That's my homeboy, man. Billy
we
Osprey.
call him Billy.
We call him
is-
Billy.
That is. I'm just letting you know. I'm just. Listen, Will Ospreay's his persona. I know. Listen, you know they say if his mama call him Billy, I'm gonna call him Billy.
Yeah, that is our all-in card. We're gonna get into some super chats, which we have not touched at all. 2 hours into this thing, we've got humper chats. But before we do that, I'm gonna hit you with a word from our sponsors.
BetOnline.ag is the official betting partner of Fightful. 100% of the time when you get the odds from Fightful, they are coming from BetOnline.ag. And it's not just wrestling, it's not just MMA and boxing. It's football, it's basketball, baseball, hockey. They have the earliest lines. You can bet big with the high limits and rebet functionality. They have the fastest payouts with winnings paid in minutes and the industry's best bonuses on every qualifying deposit. They've been trusted for 25 plus years. It's not some fly-by-night company. BetOnline AG has been there. They've done that. In addition, they're trusted by millions. They've got VIP rewards programs and a ton of popular games. BetOnline.ag, that's where I go to make my bets. That's where I suggest you go to, my friends. Please just bet what you can and bet responsibly.
As always, bet responsibly. But if you're looking for a place for your sports betting needs, including pro wrestling, BetOnline.ag is the place to go.
Yes, sir. Get your bets in. I think you could probably get all in bets in. I'm sure. Get in there and get those. But yeah, we're gonna get into some super chats, some humper chats. Of course, we always appreciate you guys for the support. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the greatest. Van Twinblade says that Pillow Princess talk with Denise was wild, Reg.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, Reg, Reg knows what it is. Look, elaborate, my friend. Elaborate.
Denise is a pillow princess. That's it. That's pretty much it. Just watch the Wednesday post. So this one also kind of goes along with it. Grapple Geekery says, any 5-star Meltzer memes from Denise yet, Reg? Yes, unfortunately, last night.
I'm going Urban Dictionary. What's a pillow princess?
Yeah, go ahead and Google it. Van Twinblade also says, I said on the Friday SD SmackDown review, Solo isn't the original tribal chief. He's up.
Yeah. The Solo stuff this week was interesting. They're continuing to do the very heavy storytelling driven stuff, which if that's for you, it's for you. But
Sad space.
what's going on here?
I'm reading what Pillow Princess is. So okay, the one thing they want to say nothing. Raw. Lay some days, bro. Oh, shit.
I love it every time it hits.
Yeah.
But, what do you know? Bless you, sir, for not saying it. Sorry, Phil. Continue. Yeah, I've read it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. Not Googling that. I'm good.
Nah, you can keep it.
But yeah, I think the Bloodline stuff continues to be good, but I just continue to find it a little bit. How do I say this? I find it a bit disappointing that they're still treating that like that's the main storyline when Cody is the champion.
Right.
And it showed every week. Like when the show starts, the stuff that they do, the previous from last week's stuff, is always Bloodline. It's never Cody.
And they finish the show every single week. Every single week.
Yeah, so we at least got the Cody stuff that ended the show this week. And I thought the Cody Kevin Owens stuff this week was great. Grayson Waller playing Kevin Owens' greatest hits of being a bad friend, which is what I tried to tell you guys was the story. And again, you guys don't believe me. But I love the way they played this up. And yeah, Cody's heart must have jumped out of his chest when he ran at him with that belt and was like, no, I'm just trying to end it to you.
Yeah, I love the story that they're telling with that of Kevin Owens being like, dude, you're not gonna, don't take me there. Stop trying to take me there. And Cody being like, Dog, I'm just trying to have this friendly match. We're friends. It's gonna be a great time there in Berlin. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Kevin Owens is currently one of the best characters in wrestling. Everything he does, his promo style, his way of looking right to the camera, like, yeah, I know how this is supposed to go. I'm going to come out here and beat them up. Then they're going to set up a tag match. Can we just fast forward to that and just go straight to the tag match?
Just do the tag match, dog. We know it.
Someone called it a Deadpool gimmick. Would you guys agree? Like, is Kevin Owens breaking of the fourth wall?
He's pretty much Deadpool.
Less annoying. He's a less annoying Canadian doing that role. Yes.
Yes. But yeah, I thought all the stuff last night with Kevin Owens and Cody was great. I just wish that they would treat that like it's the main storyline and not like a side storyline.
I see it as a main storyline.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, sorry. I see it as a main storyline. It's just that the positioning, like you guys say, the positioning's off because the tag title or the tag match is getting a main event, but the world champions match, there's so many layers that's going on that's a bit discombobulated. And I still think Cody is the number one babyface, despite Roman getting nice pops. He's not earned number one status yet. People are just jumping the gun a bit. Yeah.
It just feels apparent that SmackDown is still Roman's show. Like, regardless, you know what I mean? And like,
it's still the Bloodline show.
And it's like, you could be telling another story, but I get it.
I think they spent 4 years telling the same story. They don't know how to unlearn certain things. They're like, no bloodline, no, not bloodline at the end, no bloodline at the beginning. Just put them in the no 20-minute, no. So yeah, they're still struggling.
But man, as usual, Jacob continues to be the highlight of the Bloodline stuff at the moment. Him coming out with the belt and putting the belt around his neck and talking through the belt. Also hilarious. When Solo tells him to give up the belt and he's hugging Solo and still talking through his shoulder. I love you. Thank you for this opportunity. I love you, my tribal chief. Hilarious. When he came into the arena at the beginning of the show and he had the tag title over his shoulder and he had the big gold grill and both were like glistening, I was like, nah. This is the guy, bro.
Yeah,
Jacob's
different. Jacob's way different, man. Y'all don't get it. Like, they were talking about him outshining the group, and like every week you're like, oh yeah, this is what they're talking about.
He's incredible. He continues to be the reason why they win matches every time because the point is supposed to be like, nah, Jacob's the cool one. And even giving him the role that Solo used to have, making him the special enforcer, all of that is great storytelling. I did get a bit annoyed. This was not anything that Jacob did. But when he came in with that grill and people are like, nah, this is dope. I'm like, yeah, but when my guy got an AEW grill, y'all were like, y'all think that's cool? Like, very interesting when black people do stuff from our culture, how y'all be talking crazy. But when somebody from another culture does it,
Because Swerve has been
very annoying.
Swerve has been wearing a grill since beginning of AEW.
And I've watched certain people say that it was lame.
Yep.
But
funny how things change.
I digress. Funny how it's always we want to see black things from not black people.
Yeet. Van Twinblade says, how do y'all think Rick O'Shea, Ireland's greatest wrestler, debuts Sunday? I'm thinking Uno gets nuked by Hanger and Rick takes his place.
I think he's just gonna get a big interest in the gauntlet match, and he's probably gonna have some big moments with AEW guys, including Hologram. I think that's the reason why they've been heating up Hologram on Collision, so that he gets a big reaction here. And I think it's gonna be great. I think he's gonna get a massive pop.
Ditto.
Yeah, no, I guess it's pretty straightforward. Next entrance, hit Ricochet's music, put his thing on the Titan, on the Tron, and we're out of here. Not that hard.
Yep.
Rafael Garcia says, I just thought about something. If Zack Sabre Jr. was the first British G1 winner, and there are only 2 non-Japanese winners, Ospreay never won a G1. What the fuck, New Japan?
Yeah, that was the story for a long time that he was building up to that spot. The closest he got, he just lost to Okada when a lot of people expected him to beat Okada. But I think that most people assumed that he might stay with the company, so he was eventually going to get that spot. But yeah, it is what it is. There have only been 2 non-Japanese winners, Kenny Omega, and now Zack Sabre Jr.
But yeah, that was part of Ospreay's story of like he could never get over on Okada, and the G1 played a big role in that.
Yes.
But look at where we are now. Jared T says, "Hear me out. Brian wins at Wembley, gets a dope moment. Rematch at Wrestle Dream. So Brian passes the Washington torch to Swerve, but Swerve needs to come out to Ain't Nobody. Pay up, TK."
Yeah, I don't think that he's gonna win it back at Wrestle Dream. I know people are trying to believe that, but I don't think that he's gonna do it.
I don't think so either. I don't think he'll win it back for the rest of the year, honestly.
No, I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would love to elaborate, but
because the way you're building up the Brian thing, like this is his final match. He's not currently on contract, which he revealed in the interview with Sean. Well, at least confirmed it. And if the Wrestle Dream match is his retirement match, and we're seeing it kind of the same way as the Sting match, I don't see this being, all right, just give Swerve his win back and give him the belt back. I think it's going to be one of those, this person is meaningful to Brian's AEW run, and he's going to be the guy that beats him and retires him as a full-time competitor.
Yep. That sounds like somebody.
I mean, there are two people that I think immediately, like
Washington.
Garcia makes a lot of sense, but of course it's not going to be Garcia.
No.
There's the Mox connection.
Yep.
There's
I'm thinking Darby.
Darby makes a lot of sense because it's the connection to Washington. Very curious to see how that goes. I don't think it would be Swerve though.
But yeah, I don't think it's going to be Swerve. I think Brian's going to try to put someone over in that last match, and I don't think Swerve's the guy. Not because he doesn't deserve it. I just don't think that with Brian's connection to AEW and what he's done, what he needs to do as a send-off, I don't think Swerve is really a part of that.
Yeah. Before we move along, going back to the match, do you think Hangman's going to be involved in the main event at all?
I don't want him to be.
Like a mid-match distraction, or come at the end, or do what Bret Hart did with Psycho Sid and Undertaker WrestleMania 13, where he comes out at the beginning.
I don't think this match needs that, is the thing.
I know it doesn't.
I don't think that you build up all this stuff with Brian of him trying to finally prove that he can still hang and get this last big win and then cheapen it by having interference. I just don't see it.
Exactly. So Ardua says, "Happy Grapsody Day, y'all. Welcome, Sat. Man, an established made black man is about to main event All In with Bryan Danielson. Representation effing matters."
You dig? Yep.
Big time.
Agreed.
Matt Logan says, "Saw a video of Fozzy Swerve covering Rage Against the Machine last night. Swerve no shirt."
I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Again, Fozzy probably shouldn't be covering Rage Against the Machine, but I did like seeing Swerve up there.
Swerve looked like a rock star.
Aaron Busby, our homie, says, "Aubrey is James Harden in Game 7, 0 for 14.
Keeping the bit alive of being the biggest Drake hater on the internet.
I thought the Drake and Benny song was dope,
and then they took it off. Yes, please, for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know what's going on here.
But it was a very Drake verse.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Kind of what I expected. Lastier says, "Sheeta's promo on Rampage was great. He'll turn soon." Dude, that promo was awesome.
Yes. Yes. I think she's gotten better and better at promos. She's gotten better at doing acting and facial expressions.
The facial expressions, I was like, damn, Sheeta's like really been working at this. Like I was legit blown away.
She was great.
It's night and day compared to when she first started doing promos at AEW, and now, like, I'm loving it. I'm loving the suit she's wearing. I love the confidence. She's the ace bestowed upon her by someone who won't take the credit for it.
Just let this be the thing that shows you what we've been saying from the beginning. Give the women a chance to grow as talkers.
Bingo.
You can't just be like, oh, they can't talk. You have to let them develop. You have to give them the reps, or you're never going to know what you have in them.
Can't give them one or two shots and then be like, they tried it, they can't. No, it has to be continuous reps, man.
You can't just be like, okay, this promo was bad, so never give them a mic again. That just, no, not going to work.
Can't get better if you don't have the opportunity.
Amen.
Sean Martin says, "Omega and Jericho were supposed to be tag champs, not the Young Bucks. Also, the Elite signed as part-timers before Kenny got diverticulitis, ruining plans and forcing the Young Bucks to hold the title."
I forgot that they were trying to do that Golden Jets.
Dog, I sent that so far out of my brain. I was like, what?
we didn't need that title run.
We did not.
Which, by the way, I keep seeing people saying being already worried about Kota coming back and being a part of Omega's return to the company. And this is just how funny fans are, because this is
Right?
what we wanted. We wanted Kota Ibushi and Omega together, and now you're possibly going to get that. And people are like, oh,
Not that way.
not that way. I think Kota is trying to work his way back doing the Noah stuff. And if he's ready to go by then, why not do it? I don't know.
Let him. Let's go to Ibushi. If he's healthy and can work, people have forgot. I get it. I understand.
Yeah, which is sad to see. It shows like they're human beings, but people treat them like disposable toys. Like, no, I don't want that now. No, it's like no,
it's past its prime. I don't know. No, dog. Like, it's
still Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, it's still Kota Ibushi, and we don't know if he's past his prime. It's like the guy took like a year off or whatever. The last time he came back from injury so quickly, he was injured again. I mean, he's probably working through things in his mind, and he needs to be healthy before he wrestles. He probably wasn't 100% when we had him back last year. Right, so, fingers crossed that he can get fixed and we can have the Golden Lovers again, for goodness sake. Disrespectful people.
Yeah, if we're getting Golden Lovers versus Young Bucks sometimes next year,
come on.
Take it.
Yeah.
We don't want that. They had one of the greatest tag team matches of all time. You think we don't want more of that shit?
Come on. That's what you wanted, guys. Are you not entertained? Come on.
Yeah. Hey, where was that match at, by the way? Wasn't that in Long Beach? What
that got to do with anything?
Every time you'd be like, oh, we don't get anything. Yeah.
What's that got to do with anything? Sean Martin also says, very generous super chat, the point of Hook working with Jericho is to help him with his promos and to get comfortable talking in front of a crowd. If you want him to move on and win another championship, he needs to be able to cut promos. Has he benefited? Does he cut better promos after being with Jericho for a fucking year?
Has been cutting promos. I haven't seen what does he cut promos? I thought he just likes chips. And that's it.
That you're correct. That is supposed to be the point. But how well does that work when the person we saw talk the most in this has been Jericho?
I'm saying.
What, he does rebuttals? Don't talk about my dad or strangling him.
I was gonna say Hook has done like 5 seconds worth. Like he does like a one little punchline, or he'll be like, "I'll see you there," or "Yeah, fuck off." Like the stuff with Samoa Joe was giving him more personality than anything.
Yeah.
When they would do the little Pulp Fiction talking before going into, like, that was giving him way more personality than this Jericho shit.
Yeah, well, I agree. Working with Joe was helping him more than anything.
It's crazy. Bragov says, member for 14 months. Shout out to Bragov. Happy Grapsody Day. Excited for All In. Y'all are dope.
Appreciate you, Bragov.
Thank you, brother. And I do agree. Hook's thing was being a silent assassin gimmick, but after a while, gimmicks has to evolve. Characters have to evolve. Exactly. You can't be silent forever unless you get a manager. I don't know. Are you thinking about him getting a manager?
I was like, who could that be? Sean Martin says, Dante asked TK for a flight attendant 2 years ago on Twitter. I think the guys wanted to do this for a while now.
No, the flight attendant stuff didn't
like
bother
that
me.
part. Yeah.
I think bringing in Layla was smart. I think it's a good addition. But I think for some people, it's just the pilot gear was just a step too far.
And like Layla Gray, I'd like to see Layla Gray on my TV doing anything in the world. So, like, send her out.
Yeah. After Jade left, it's kind of like she was in the shadow realm and they finally freed her up. And like, yeah, we got something for you. So I'm happy for her. But like you guys said, it's about the outfit. If they wear more like a Top Gun-esque, even like the fighter pilot suit looks cooler than what they're wearing right now. They look like, EasyJet or whatever.
Like they look like a bunch of pilots and flight attendant crews going to catch their next flight. Like I don't know if that's the bit.
They look like scrippers. As you guys say, scrippers. Scrippers. But to be honest, I'm making fun with you because I like bantering, but I like it. It's
rip off their shirts and pants and shit. Like, wait a second.
Actually, they dry. They drink your water fast. That's it.
Amdrag says, didn't like the similarities of MJF Will to Dragon Swerve feud. I think Dragon was pissed. Dragon sold a deep Dragon match in 40 seconds promos with 20 minutes of MJF segment. Well, Dragon brought it up in the promo. I don't need 20 minutes on the show to talk. And so
very, very interesting.
Ooh, I was like, that feels like a dig.
You dig?
Definitely talking about somebody with the longest promo in AEW Dynamite history. Bragov also says, took Monday off since All In starts at night in India. Screw work. Might end up chanting yes, yes, yes in the middle of the night with Danielson wins 1,000%.
Yeah.
It's bank holiday in the UK, so I don't have to go into work. So
Hey,
Oh,
man.
look at that.
yeah, because
Listen.
we've got carnivals happening at the same time as well on Sunday.
Oh, it's lit.
Carnival.
Needs to be outside there.
Yeah, you should. If there's a time to come up to the UK, carnival time. But also, that's the highest level of crime happening as well. Is during
Well,
carnival.
yeah, of course.
So, you know,
I would expect.
Yeah.
Hand in hand almost at this point.
So wear a bulletproof vest and, then have a good time with the ladies.
I thought y'all just like to poke out there.
Exactly. Wear a vest. If they try
You
to
need a
poke
vest for the poking. Okay.
That's what I meant. Like, I don't know. Cardboard won't work out. You know what I'm saying? So you need stainless steel or something.
Nah, man's with the knife is crazy. I ain't going out
Yeah.
there. Coy Starling says, I'm gonna cry when Hater returns. Hater is my mama Wayne. Much love, you guys. Oh, Van Twinblade says, not op OPP. Oh, like OTC, OPP, other people's pussy. Yeah, you know.
I think well, yeah, if people don't know that was the initial meaning of OPP before they had to change it to other people's property to censor it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if people don't know that absolutely was what
they're probably
OPP
like,
stood for.
Reg is wild, and he made his own lyrics. No, those are the
Yeah, because at first I had to pause and I was like, yeah, that's right. That was the initial meaning of OPP.
I never knew that, and I pride myself on knowing American culture really well. But yeah,
that is that is a hip hop.
Now I'm gonna see that song differently.
If you listen to the song with that in mind, you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now my brain's gonna be rewired. This is like 30 years of conditioning that I need to uncondition. So yeah.
Yeah, it's the same way when I had explained to people that the Nelly record was about drive-bys, and people like,
yeah, exactly.
Wait, what? Yeah, that's what that's about, drive-bys. And Nelly getting caught up with Exodus. Like,
what
yo,
is
wait
Nelly
a minute,
doing, dog?
bro. You got pregnant wife
at home.
Well,
no, she said she had the kid already.
Congratulations to them, but yeah, getting caught with X after that was crazy. Shout out to them. No.
We were giving him too much credit. We're like, damn, Nelly got his girl back. He out here in the street. He's like, no, I'm out in these streets, dog. It's like, you know what comes along with that?
You ain't got to be. Go home, dog. It's cool.
Please go home.
Go look after your child, mate.
Dog, Ashanti's at home, dog. What are you doing? Laurent Forrest says, happy Grapsody. We know what the all-in main event is, but how would you book the rest of the card in terms of match order? Like, what's the first match?
Ooh, gauntlet match, right? Either that or the Derby and the Jack Perry match. You want them
gauntlet
to start
yeah.
Or
the ladder match. You want to start out with something like that,
Yeah.
I think the ladder match makes sense. Opening with Pac, I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That's all of our super chats.
Yeah,
and give the ladies semi-main. Give Mariah and Tony semi-main because I feel like they've earned that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
They've earned that distinction.
Yeah,
over Osprey.
Well,
yeah.
No. Okay. The women in orange.
Wait, hold on a minute.
No. I'm still standing by what I'm saying. I feel like the middle of the match or middle of the card or below the middle, it'll be great. You have to think about peaks and valleys. That match gonna take a lot out of people. So
you can send that man at like fourth or something. Honestly, Osprey and
put them after the learning tree match or before learning tree match. Either or, just the piss break.
There you go.
Before the piss break or after the piss break. Just But give the ladies a semi-main because
I know in my we're doing this live stream tomorrow, and I was thinking, damn, when am I going to be able to run and use the bathroom? Fozzie's going to play.
As soon as you hear that, yeah, I'm about to be like, yeah, let me go hit it.
Let me go do my thing real quick.
I need to ask. I know you're joking, right? When every week Reg does this thing like, I like the learning tree. I like this thing. Is this you? Is you joking? Because I listen audioly, so I can't see your facial expression when you say it. So when you say I like the learning tree, is it a bit, or are you like Del Boy from Rest Things? You actually do like it, and I have to have a talking to with you.
We're at a crossroads at the moment.
He sounds like Officer Goofy from Scary Movie. Hey, you guys, I'm Officer Goofy. Where's my shower head?
I hate it.
Right?
So much.
He sounds like he's got brain damage. There's nothing ironic or funny about it. Hi, guys.
I'll just say without context and we'll move forward. There was a reason. Let's move forward.
I am the law. Respect the law.
Yeah, no. Every week that he did it, I would just be like, stop doing this to me, man.
There was a reason.
I know the reason, but like,
I was thinking, is he kidnapped? Is this like his way of hinting that he's been
Chris
compromised?
Jericho was in my house every time holding a gun over the laptop.
Put
See
over-
you like the learning tree.
Brian Keith just in the background. Say you like it.
See you like
He's the only good thing about it. That Ice Cube energy, I love it. That's the only thing. He magically
Brian
hasn't
Keith.
been
Look,
ruined.
you guys, Brian Keith was #1 on the BW 500. I'm gonna like something he's a part of. Sorry, I don't know. What do you want from me?
Yeah, I like
cool,
both
Big
of those.
Bill.
I like Big Bill and I like Brian, but Humper chats. We got one from Corey Lamb. He says, I want this idea out before tomorrow. Hangman is the last entrant, number 21 in the gauntlet, and match ends with the 20th person comes out and the meltdown he have trying to get to Swerve before the main event. Yeah, I firmly believe that this is the story, that he's going to go into this match thinking this is going to be the thing that gets him a title match, and he's going to completely blow up when he loses this match and doesn't get what he wants, because that's what's supposed to happen, guys. Heels are not supposed to get what they want.
Exactly. He needs some fuel for his fire. This match maybe could be the first match, honestly. The Casino Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I could see
With
it.
structure and build up and surprises. It might work out.
Yeah.
Phil?
No, not Phil. He's been compromised by Jericho. No.
Oh no, the Jericho effect. The Jericho vortex is like, get him out of there. Disconnect this thing.
He likes the learning tree now. His lips stop moving. Say,
He comes back and he's all, actually, the learning tree is great. I think this Chris Jericho and Hook match is going to be amazing.
I'll be like, no. I was like, dude, you've been compromised. Where is Philip Lindsey?
It's like when you say like, you'll know I'm kidnapped if I say this. Like, that's what it is. Like,
Listen, I know he's kidnapped. He says Seth Rollins is mid. CM Punk sucks. That's when you know.
that Drake album was whack.
Exactly. That's when you know. Oh no.
Damn, he is really out of here, man.
Oh no.
Damn it, Chris Jericho. I can't believe
No.
you do this to us.
Son of a gun. Chris
All your
Jericho, you son of a
fault.
bitch.
Damn, dude, you're messing up the Wembley card. Now you're messing up Grapsody. This is crazy. What did we ever do to deserve this?
Talk ill of Chris Jericho. That's what happened. Oh
I
no.
don't know how to get away from this.
Yeah. This feels very much like Brady Bunch esque.
The Brady Bunch. That's the way we became the Brady. Where's Phil at? What happened to him?
Do we have to go to another question why he comes back?
He has the questions.
Oh snap. I mean, while we're waiting here, do you know that Travis Scott released Days Before Rodeo is now
Mhm.
online now?
Yep.
Have you checked it out?
I haven't checked it out. There's some extra songs on there too, ain't it?
No, well, the one I have on my Spotify is just the same ones I had on my iPod.
Oh, he released extra songs, but they're like, you have to like buy them, I think. Oh, what's up,
Mm.
Phil? What had happened
Yeah.
to you?
I think my internet was like, enough of you guys. Because I did not see Marlon say that. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh man. Thought Chris Jericho
Yeah,
got your ass out of here.
Yeah, we said that if you came back compromised, we'll know. If you start saying that Seth Rollins is mid, CM Punk is overrated, that Drake album was whack, then we know that you're not you.
He's been compromised.
He's
That's
been
not him.
compromised. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony P says, Petty of the Week goes to a man that is a black entertainment royalty that said Vlad's hair looks like Ice Spice's ass hair. The legend Marlon Wayne. The man was not going to let the culture vulture get away with this shit. Yeah, no, I think people that were siding with Vlad, I was like, nah, we
That
cannot
was
let this stand.
crazy. I hated how Vlad was talking about Marlon Wayans of all people. Yeah, Marlon Wayans. Nigga, what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This guy's a legend.
We're not letting you disrespect Marlon, dude. Come on.
When Marlon was upset, he got in Vlad's ass, boy. He had like 25 tweets.
He had him a week, man. He was going in on Vlad on Twitter. He smoked his episodes in Bel Air, showing people again he is a great serious actor, not
He
just
is.
comedic tour de force. Go figure. People that became fans during his run with like Wayans Brothers and Senseless and all the other great movies he's done. Very, very good serious actor as well.
Yep.
Arguably the best actor of the Wayans family besides Damon.
I think that he is for sure.
Yeah, I would say
More
so.
range. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he's been great on Bel Air. We also got OG Jeffrey back this week. Jeffrey saying Wagwan Poppy very hard.
Is he playing Jeffrey on there as well, or playing a different character on this one?
Oh, he's playing a different character, but he does interact with new Jeffrey. It's great.
Is Bel Air like I stayed away because I feel like Fresh Prince of Bel Air, despite creating a dramatic version, that should never be touched.
I know.
Whether very, you know. So is it?
I think it's a great show. I think if you treat it as its own thing, you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
If you're expecting it to be Fresh Prince of Bel Air, it is not that at all. Like it has like some ties to it. There's definitely some like homages to stuff from it, but it's just a different experience.
Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, Zach, because I'm kind of in that same boat of like Fresh Prince of Bel Air is like one of my favorite shows of all time. I don't know.
Same.
I've got the
box set and stuff like that. That's my show. A show you guys should be watching that's tailor made for you guys is the Vince Staples show on Netflix. That show is like Phil. You haven't seen it yet since. Like you haven't seen. I told you.
No, I still haven't seen it. I have to watch
it,
it.
I finished it a few weeks ago. I've been out for months. I've been watching the dribs and drabs, but it's got the kind of humor. If you like Atlanta, it's like one of those outlandish episodes of Atlanta. It's got that kind of vibe. So if you like Atlanta, you would like Vince Staples show.
I thought you were gonna recommend like Supercell from Netflix because man.
I don't have to. Netflix will do it for you. It's Vince Staples show that needs the love. No offense.
Yeah,
I represent for the man. Them.
Well, you guys like Top Boy already, and Supercell is a good show. Yeah, check it out. But the Vince Staples show that is under the radar. It's good.
Yeah. I still haven't seen the Vince Staples show.
It's really good.
It's one of those I have to watch on Netflix. I've been watching a bunch of stuff on Netflix that I missed. Like I just watched The Irishman the other day, and I was like, "This is a very, very long movie, but it's very
long.
Good."
It's good, but it's long.
That's on Netflix.
Feel it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I think. That's where it originated.
I might let that play for 5 hours today. Later.
Yeah, it's a Netflix original.
Vanessa Cab Calloway. She's known for the lady that's hopping on one foot and coming to America. She plays Vince Staples' mom. She's great in it. Yeah. Like the dynamic. She plays that mom, get me out of prison kind of, the dynamic between them. She's even hating on Vince Staples' girlfriend who's light skinned. She thinks she's too soft. They're at a reunion. There, like there's the whole vibe I feel like you guys will fuck with in certain episode. And there's another episode where a robbery is happening while he's depositing money in the bank. He obviously recognizes the homeboy. They used to go to school together. He goes, Vince, what are you doing here? Like proper having a catch up while this. I don't want to spoil it, but I want you guys to know the kind of vibe you're gonna get into. It's very much is like slice of life, kind of nightmarish in certain parts, but it is kind of random. But like I say, if you like Atlanta, it's like a post-Atlanta kind of show.
So we'll definitely like it.
Yeah,
you should definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Big fan of Vince. Vince is, I think, had one of the best albums this year.
Oh yes, yeah. He keeps getting better and better. Him and Denzel Curry. He's another one that's being elevated.
Shout out to Denzel.
Hip hop needs them because hip hop. Oh my gosh, with the death of X and Juice WRLD, people are saying what happened to hip hop. The Future got killed, so that's why we're stuck in this weird like space of like even like I was saying, Chance the Rapper. Drake should have been knocked off the perch a long time ago by a younger person, and that younger person was primed to be Chance the Rapper, but no one liked his first album. Man.
It was supposed to be Chance. Yep, it felt like they set him up when like the Grammy stuff happened, and he was like, it felt like he was going to be the next one up. Totally.
Yeah.
Hope it's not too late though for him.
Chance has been putting out great music lately.
Yeah, the music he might be making the best music of his life at this point. So
yeah, I mean, personally, it's so funny because I just was listening to like some Vic Mensa over the weekend. Vic is also in the third
another
season.
one that was primed 10 years ago.
Vic is also in the third season of Bel Air. But I was listening to Vic Mensa stuff, and Tidal will do the shuffle, and it started playing certain Saba records. I'm like, nah, Saba is quietly the best out of those three. He's put out the best music of those three by far.
Yeah, I think so. I thought the fact that Saba and Mick Jenkins don't have more is just like they're both like rap They could sing. Their production's always on point. It just confuses me that others get opportunities above them.
What about ASAP Ferg? There's so many guys I used to listen to mixtape wise, and you think, oh, the trajectory is going to be like this. There was like a Canadian rapper called Jazz Cartier. I thought he's going to blow up as well. Like,
shout out to Jazz.
It's like what happened to all the people I used to listen to? It's like they got to a certain level and just
the mainstream and how it's presented and TikTok, they don't care about like good music and shit.
But for real, where is ASAP Ferg? At one point, it seemed like ASAP was because he's this for me, because I used to listen to his mixtape, his album, and nowadays, Theophilus London, who was homeless or wherever he was lost once upon a time. Where he at? You know, there's hip hop's quite weird. I don't know where most of you guys gone.
I mean, this has been the best year in hip hop in a long
great
time.
year, especially here in America. 2024 has been a great year for hip hop.
Yeah, we've gotten some great albums. We've got the return of LL making great music.
Can't wait.
The Common album
the Common album's fire. Yep.
The Common album is fire. The Vince album, like I said, was fire. I mean, I feel like we've moved on so quick from like the beef stuff and the stuff Metro was putting out earlier this year. It's been a great year.
Do you agree there should be another word for the old school hip hop? Like, should it be contemporary hip hop?
That's my new favorite debate, actually, Zach. Because like my music is kind of like if we're getting categories, like I would, if that was a thing, like I'm in there too, because I'm 38 years old. So like I don't market my music, and my content isn't for a 20-year-old person. So
the TikTokers, I know what you mean. But I like it because it gives new life to guys like Jadakiss if they want to create an album. Common, it's not like because they feel like hip hop at one point was becoming ageist. Like, you're 40 years old, why are you still rapping? And then you had Free Stacks say that thing in the interview, which people took out of context, saying, "You see, he's old, he doesn't want to rap anymore." And it's like you want people to continue rap. You want to create sub-genres for legends, so that way they don't feel aged out. They're not marketed for TikTokers. Oh, this song gonna be for TikTok. Record labels are like, so what's your TikTok song?
Right,
dancing to.
You're 48 years old. Like,
right?
I'm a 48-year-old doing with some making TikTok content.
That was the thing. Was that this week or last week when Quavo put out the cover of the
that was last week.
It was last week.
Cover.
and people were like, who is this song for? I'm like, bro, y'all not paying attention to the songs that get placements? Like, he knows what he's doing with this record. That is going to end up in commercials before football games,
commercials, football games, sports. Like, he knows exactly what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. But yeah, it's been a good year for hip hop. I think Luis is, where have you been? He says, wait, Common dropped the album. I feel like we talk about the Common album almost every week.
Talked about it a couple times.
Great album, man.
I'm serious. Common and Pete Rock. Auditorium Volume 1.
Yeah, great album. A lot of great music came out this year. See more from Tony P. He says, I woke up Sunday. The first thing I seen on Twitter was Marlon letting loose. The hip hop community needs to kick that man out. We welcomed him in, and he shits on us. I mean, I did not welcome Vlad.
No, never.
Me neither.
I personally did not welcome him.
I hate him. I still hate that people go and do interview with them, even if they
and snitch on themselves as well.
Yeah, I don't like it. But yeah, we got new Larry June coming. Well, it's out, right?
It's out.
Yeah, we got Rock Marcy out, which people crack me up every time when they say that Rock Marcy is just evil Larry June.
Yeah, it's been a big, gigantic year for hip hop, and of course, the Lupe album, like. It's
still my main listen. I was listening to this on the way to breakfast this morning.
The Lupe album is fucking incredible.
It is fire, man.
Let's see. Tony P says, speaking of petty, LL on Joe's podcast was funny with him talking about the cannabis beef, saying he was wrong and brushing it off like it was nothing. Michelle and Brock frying Trump was beautiful as well. What's some of the other petties y'all know I missed adding? I saw something very petty that I can't talk about.
Oh, come on.
I thought it was very funny. But yeah, no, the Barack's coming out, the Obama, coming out, and people at one point going, why isn't he endorsing Kamala? Why isn't she endorsing? And they showed up together in Chicago at United Center and reminded people why people love these two as, the president and the first lady.
Petty of the week is everybody being mad at Dustin Rhodes for winning a championship.
I was very confused by that turn of events, but I won't say that I was mad at it. I thought it was funny. I was like, wait, where'd this come from?
You could see the writing is on the wall. Dustin's here. Why is Dustin here? He wins a championship. He's like, and then Sammy, like you can see it all on the wall.
Dustin being a double champion though for Ring of Honor is kind of wild. It's kind of wild. And I mean, that's not to say that I'm mad at it. It's just like when you've got other guys you're building, and if that's the end to the Kingdom reign that really didn't go anywhere, and then you've got other tag teams that could be in that position like Infantry, and you're not using them, and you just put the belts on Dustin and Sammy, who's been off TV. It was weird. And that's not to say that, like I said, it's a bad decision. It just came out of left field.
That's weird.
Sammy shoehorned into this is so obvious as well. Like I don't know what can you do with Sammy Guevara. I mean, I feel like he's one of those guys who's been given chance after chance after chance, and it hasn't really clicked. He's much better as a heel. We all know this. I don't know why they're trying this whole "I'm sincere with my top bun." You know,
top bun.
Yeah, that's such a heel move as well. He's got a top bun. He's like,
that is a heel. That's a heel haircut. People don't.
Yeah, exactly. He should be a heel, and he should, I don't know, focus more on having charisma, and stop doing that thing he does where he looks like he's out of breath because he always goes that. You see what he does, all right? He does something, cut a promo, and he goes. It's like, dude, you all right? See the halo? You okay? Like, come on, dude.
But I mean, it is what it is. Like it can be good for them too. I do think that it's good that you're finally letting Sammy do something away from Jericho, and it could work out. It just felt very left field. And if you're somebody that wants Ring of Honor to become its own thing, and you have hopes and aspirations for this brand, it probably wasn't what you want to see.
To be honest, I would have minded if Sammy went straight to challenge for the world title. I mean, he's a really established guy in AEW. Would have given him something different to do, just show a more aggressive, heelish side that they can stand on his own.
Him and Mark Briscoe would have been an interesting dynamic.
Bingo. Yeah.
And I mean, if you were going to do that and you have connections with him and sending him to CMLL, why don't you just put the television title on him?
Oh, yeah. Then he could have been defending it over there, too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. But it's not, like I said, it's not a terrible decision. It just felt like it came out of nowhere. Let's see. More from Tony P. Let me make sure I have all of these in front of me. But he says, wait, I'm cutting one off. He says, Raw had a really good show this week. The matches were very good, in my opinion. Love the continued rise of Bronson and Braun. Brian Brecker, not Braun Strowman. They're going to be world champions before long. The New Day break angle is scaring the hell out of me. Yeah, I don't know what to make of the New Day stuff. I do think those two need something new desperately.
Just do it at this point. Shit.
Yeah. While I would like New Day to stay together forever and ever, if you're not going to really push Xavier as a singles guy, and if you're not going to put Kofi back in the world title picture, why not just break them up and do something new with them? Because it's stagnant. It's
what I was gonna say is there haven't been heels in a while. That could be something different in a way. I know fans love them, but with Odyssey Jones being the new heavy for them, they could go heel. That's one card they haven't tried yet, besides the breakup angle, obviously. But they could try turning them heel. But yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm not sure. It makes me feel uncomfortable seeing that. It's like family. It's like if you're gonna break up New Day, it makes more sense for them to shake hands and amicably go the separate way.
Yeah, I don't want them to feud. Like I want them to like break up and just like we're going our separate ways, not like we're having this blood feud because we hate each other.
Even if someone said something interesting that it may be Kofi's the one that's going to turn heel because he's the one being over the top at the moment, and like Odyssey can be as heavy. Like if they are going to break up, I want Kofi to be the heel because I think Xavier would flourish more as a babyface than as a heel. If that makes sense, a heel Xavier where they'll lean too much into like the video game. They might be, you like video game? Let's make you a video game villain or something like that. You know, I don't want him. Kofi, he does cheeky very well. He can be a cheeky heel and with a heavy, but I don't want him to break up. I just want Big E to come in, kind of like Owen Hart and British Bulldog in 96, 97. They had tension, and then when they were getting ready to fight, Brett was like, whoa, what are we doing? We're family. Let's not fight. I hope that the ending is actually Big E sorting them out and like, guys, come on, let's not be knuckleheads.
Yeah. Every time we talk about stuff with them, I just feel like a rant is bubbling in me, and I just don't want to do it. But I just want this guy to get another world title run. I hate that he never got another one. I think it has been a massive disservice to Kofi. I think it sucks that he got his world title run, and Woods is still not taken seriously as a singles guy, even though he's been king of the ring. And that really amounted to nothing. He never got an IC title run out of it. Nothing. I think
that clip resurfaced this week from their pod of with the twin talk.
Very funny.
And he's so mad.
But yeah, it's just like, I just still think with as over as they were and as much potential you had there, I think that they squandered it.
They did.
And
that's why I'm just like, break them up, because I don't think there's any more New Day
but
as
even
a group to get out of this.
But even if you're going to break them up, are you going to push either of them? Are you going to give either of them a singles run? It's like, so. if you're not, then why are we doing this?
I don't think so. Like when Sat's talking about Kofi being heel with Odyssey, that sounds interesting, but I'm like, I don't know if they'll commit to that though.
But if you commit to that and do something interesting, great. But it's prime example of like where I see Street Profits right now. Like, why the fuck are you not doing more with them? Why is Montez not doing the singles run that we all hoped for?
They're turning Montez into Junior from My Wife and Kids and shit,
bro.
Like, he's doing bits.
Don't get me wrong. When he came out spinning, I laughed at it. It was funny. But I'm also just like, what are you doing with this guy? This guy was in an Elimination Chamber match at one point, and
last year.
And that was a very good match.
Yep. Bro was over too.
I still get it. I don't get, and I mean, maybe this is again getting into that Lashley and MVP stuff. That's why they're not there. Like, what black wrestlers on the main roster are they really pushing?
Maybe that Triple H promo might have been an ethos. Guys like you, and I.
It looks crazy. It looks crazy.
That's it. It just looks crazy is all I'm saying. Like, you hear what the MVP has saying, and then you look and you kind of go through what's happened since he took over, and you're like,
bro, Brock beat this man and he never got back to the world title picture. Brock isn't around no more, and he still is not in the world title picture.
Yep.
I'm worried about Obafemi on the main roster based on how they've been booking black wrestlers, to be honest.
1000%. Yep.
Yeah.
Because like, he has to look at everything, and it feels like they would push him, but with how they're doing black wrestlers, Bobby Lashley, he was still super over, and they didn't utilize him for like 6 months.
If I was booking it, I would just have Obafemi beat Gunter for the world title on the first night. Just go with it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Even look at the Mello stuff. Like, I think that's been a good series of matches with Andrade, but what's the direction with him, bro? Like, where are you going with him?
Mm-hmm. This is the company that telling me stories are more important, so these matches don't mean anything.
And like I said, don't get me wrong, the matches have been good.
Matches are hard.
Yeah, but I agree. I agree with Tony that it was a good episode of Raw. I think the stuff that was good was good. The matches were good. I really liked the 2 out of 3 falls match last week with Sammy and Braun as well. Braun has been booked well as IC champion, but man, when I look at what's going on with Gable, I get why you're doing it, but it's just like
it's wrestling Uncle Howdy this week.
You don't think that Braun Breaker will ultimately lose the title to Gable? Maybe it may.
It's not looking like it at this point.
I don't know
if they can find a way of unconvoluting the White Six stuff to, they've got the next few months. It looks like Braun Breaker's gonna have the title for a while. So it could be a Royal Rumble thing.
I think maybe Dragunov is the one that beats Braun Breaker at this point.
Yeah, maybe they'll circle back to it. I don't know, but it does make sense that they're eventually going to do the Dragunov match. I don't know if Dragunov's the guy to beat him, but they'll probably circle back to it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I kind of think the moment's passed with Gable, which is what I was afraid of.
That sucks, man.
Yeah,
I hope I'm wrong on it. I don't know.
Like 6 months ago, he was like at a hot exploding point, and like he's involved with the Wyatt Six stuff, but it doesn't feel like he's in the position that he was.
Yeah,
and I don't know if there's anything to do to get back to that.
Yeah, which is what I said at one point, and people got upset at me. More from Tony P says the JD breakup continues to entertain me. I just wish Punk and Drew was still as inspiring, especially with it being a damn 400 strap match. I wish I was excited for all of their shows like I am for Raw. NXT was just there. I made a good call not going to SmackDown. The Judgment Day stuff is doing what it's supposed to do. The Terror Twin stuff is very over. Those two have benefited a lot from the Judgment Day split. To have to be the guy that said it. I don't want to be the guy that said it because I think I'm gonna get hate.
Nah, go for it.
I don't believe this live shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't. I don't buy it. Like
I don't buy it.
I think it works for what it is, but I'm ready for Rhea to move on to another feud.
Yep. Well, because it's like in the end, when the bell rings, Rhea's gonna throttle you, dog. That's all. That's where it all lands in for me.
Oh yeah, I think you can stall this for now and wait till Bad Blood to get to the match, but I just don't care.
I'm with you. It's a shame that it's like Liv Morgan used to get a groundswell to be a champion. This is the second time she's been champion and it hasn't really hit. First time was a baby face, now it's a heel. They need to do something. Like she could be a cowardly heel champion, but it's just like even before Rhea came back, I wasn't really interested in that title reign.
Yeah.
Maybe because we knew Rhea was coming back, but if she ultimately beats her, maybe they might do more. But then again, the women's division been weird the last year or so. It's been quite uninspired.
Yeah, it just feels like a roadblock before you get back to Rhea as champion. And that's fine. I get Liv getting a moment, but if you're going to do that and make her the cowardly champion, then do that. Have her defend the belt. Do something that actually builds around anything other than just doing the Rhea stuff. Like, I think the most damning thing this week is when Rhea was saying, hey, great, you did all these things. You took all these things I love, but now you're just low rate Rhea Ripley. And I was like, I mean, she's right.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's essentially what they're pushing her. Got her with Dominic, got her doing the same type of thing, but she doesn't give up the vibes like Rhea Ripley does.
No, she gives up a sub vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
She's a power bottom.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think making and I do think it was the right call to put her with Dom and make her a heel, but yeah, I just don't buy into it. Yeah, the Punk stuff has been it's not for me, man.
Yeah.
It's not for me, man. I think the match is going to be fine at Bash at Berlin. I very much don't like what I said during the SummerSlam stuff. I don't like building something to be a blood feud and then going, hey, well, this is just the prelude to the actual violent match.
This is an appetizer. No, bro. I want it now.
Yeah, I don't really like that, but Punk's doing the I'm very happy to be here thing. It has a shelf life and it's cool for like those first few weeks, but bro, you've been back since last year.
It's been a while.
You coming out and explaining to us why WWE is hiding how much he appreciates the fans and how he's happy to be here. He's glad when he goes to places and you're making bracelets for him. Hey, that's cool, but
everybody's cheering me. I just love the respect of the fans. Like,
all that stuff is cool, but that's not why people that love CM Punk love him. People that love CM Punk love him for being a troublemaker, a guy that's going to be chaotic, and this doesn't feel chaotic. This feels like you're conforming to be there, and that's fine, but that ain't the vibes I wanted. That's not the vibes we got. Even when he was doing
that suit off, dog. Don't be having no suits on nowhere. That's weird.
Corporate man Punk.
CM Punk. Come on, dog.
Yeah, even when he was doing the I'm happy to be here stuff with AEW, it didn't feel like this. This feels very uninspired and bland for the most part.
Like we shouldn't have. CM Punk shouldn't be doing attendance announcements and like advertisements like that. His whole thing was not that, and like it feels like they got him just like being the WWE corporate shill at this point, and it's not. His whole point is not that.
And I get part of it is he's leaning into the hypocrite stuff, and that's part of the true stuff. The issue is that it's going on too long, and the payoff hasn't been really worth it. I'm at this point where I'm ready to just get to the meat of this feud, get to the match, and move him on to other things because it's just where we're at with this. We're just going to keep getting these same kind of promos of you saying, ha, I'm going to do something violent to you. We're going to show you a display of violence. Like, yo, we've been having that promo for like 3 months.
Show it to me, dog.
Yeah,
and you said that before the last match, and you didn't show it to me. So
and he didn't.
Why am I supposed to believe you this time?
Yo, give it to me.
It's fine. I'm with you. I echo your sentiments, guys. The same thing. It's a shame how things ended with AEW because I do feel like he was doing some great work over the other company, and in WWE, for me, he doesn't really fit. It's like he's not really needed there. It's kind of like if he was injured again, the company will still flourish and you wouldn't really notice a difference. It's just like I felt like more, unless he turns heel, we've been begging for that heel turn since the
He's
other
not gonna
company.
turn.
No?
I don't see the turn happening anytime soon.
Not anytime.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally, the AEW run was better, miles better than this.
I agree.
But yeah, it's just because this stuff is just too safe.
That's it.
And I think he was in a good place, especially like right after the Royal Rumble, and when he got injured, he cut that great promo the night after. I was like, great, we're getting back to somewhere. But man, I am ready to move on from this feud at this point. I think that it has done what it's supposed to do for Drew. He's benefited from it.
Amen.
But I'm ready. And it might not just be, you know what it really is? It's him coming out and cutting these pandering promos, but bro, give us some matches in between this.
That's
man.
it.
Like I want to see the guy work on television. That was the other thing that helped his AEW run. Like it wasn't him just coming out and talking every week. Like we got it. We got that promo. We have it. Do something else. Do some matches.
The best thing about AEW for me is he was actually being that veteran role, taking on the younger, taking on Lee Moriarty, taking on Darby, taking on the new generation and the people that were inspired by him. It doesn't feel like that's happening at all in WWE.
No. Put him in
like who
there.
has he interacted with that's not somebody he's known for the last 20 years?
But it's just a different product too. And I think that's part of it. I think the reason he worked well over there is because it felt like he fit more in with what they do as a product. He was doing the wrestling, but he was also doing the promos that weren't safe, and he was doing things that's different. Like I was just saying, because they were putting up the clips from the Moxley match and how much I loved that feud because it felt unpredictable. He lost and then he came back and cut that great go home promo. I don't know. None of this feels like it's unpredictable. None of it feels like it's really new territory. It just kind of feels like the same thing every week.
Yeah. Like the Bloodline stuff. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, but that's why I'm like, he's very much playing to that crowd and that product, and it's very much not for me in any ways. The thing that made him work over there is that he was so different from anything else, and now it just feels like, yeah, that's why I kind of disagree with the set thing. It's not that he doesn't fit over there; it's that he fits too well. It's that he feels very much, because look at Cody. The thing that makes Cody feel special over there as a baby face is he's fresh and he's different. He sounds genuine. It doesn't sound like he's coming out and cutting the same cookie cutter stuff. Punk does not feel like that at all at the moment. He feels like any other legend that has a run that comes back and does the "I'm so happy you guys still like me."
It's been this long and they're still chanting my name. Like, all right, I got you.
All right, and that's like I said, and that stuff is fine, but you've been back since November, bro. Get to it.
Coming up on a year, big dog.
Get to the Graps, as they say.
Get to it, dog. Didn't mean to go on that whole rant about that, but yeah, not for me. Has not been for me. I'm ready to get to something else.
Yep.
See more from Tony P. Says AEW is continuing, as TK would say, a run of great shows along with some good news. The grifters are about to be mad, have to find a new point, and the press they've been getting has been positive. Buddy, I am so ready for this fucking TV deal to be announced so that certain people can stop talking about it and move on to something else.
Please.
I am tired of hearing about this TV deal.
I can't hear about it anymore. Like every day we don't get any new developments, but still people make stories out of it. I'm like, dog, we don't have any news at all. Let's just wait until it's officially out so we can stop this fucking speculation. It's frustrating.
I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm ready. Say it.
Say it. I'm ready, man. Like every week where people have to change their position now, people that were like, oh, they're not getting a TV deal, to now switching to, well, I never said they weren't getting a TV deal. I just thought it wasn't going to be the money. Listen, bro, we can go back and see your content. There's receipts. Stop it.
It's still here. Yeah, still up on YouTube, big dog.
Yeah, but nah, TK is showing up everywhere with the Warner Brother hats and doing the Max hat this week. Very funny stuff.
Hella funny.
He's funny. Yeah, they're inevitably going to have a TV deal.
Yeah,
just
it's
ready for the announcement.
Right.
Tony P says, I love Swerve was saying after Sunday, if Brian gets the wrestling itch, he was going to beat him down. Also wondering if Brian purposely mixed facts with the storyline for this promo for being at peace, especially since Swerve has felt disrespected by it. I have to assume that was audible. I don't know about you guys, but I have to assume that some of that was the reaction to Brian doing all these interviews and being like, oh, I'm kind of at peace with it.
I'm
at
chill.
peace.
Mhm.
And I think that was a good audible by somebody. If it was Swerve's choice or Creative's choice to go, nah, stop saying that. I feel disrespected by this.
Right. Yeah. No, that's crazy that you go on all these interviews and say you don't really mind beating me at the show. So what's up?
Yeah, it was needed. It added a new element and dimension to the feud. So yeah, I've greatly appreciated it if it wasn't audible. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Skip one from Tony P says, it seems like they are finding a balance now with the promos, packages, and matches for Dynamite. The ending promo with Swerve Brian once again ended a lot of the Hangman for the All-In main event talk. Yeah, I agree.
It changed some perspectives. That's for sure.
Yep. Last one from Tony P says, just overall excited for the show tomorrow. Who will show up? Sheeta's new route, Forbidden Door in London. Everyone channeling their inner Sheik and saying "fuck Hogan." Oh yeah, forever and always fuck Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Fuck that bold-headed cunt, man.
Yeah, we don't fuck with Terry over here.
Nah, I don't. People being surprised by that whole incident. I'm like, yeah, the guy's been trying to tell you he's racist. So.
He's told you so many times I'm racist. But y'all keep trying to talk about WrestleMania 3 and forget about it. Fuck WrestleMania 3. I don't give a fuck that he slammed on Day.
Not even just that. The guy come out to a Jimi Hendrix song. Does he know Jimi Hendrix is black? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he knows that. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So.
He might be as oblivious as Jericho is with Rage Against the Machine. You know what I'm saying?
See, from Bizarro Big L, he says, sup fellas, happy Saturday. Was less than 24 hours to All In with all the extra elements possible. Oku, Danny Garcia, Keith Lee, Ricochet, etc. Who can be the biggest impact on a match? You guys think that we are getting a Meat Madness match at All Out? I don't know.
Who's the meat? I think Ricochet, if he's in this, is probably going to make the biggest impact.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a big pop. Hopefully, Oku gets a good reaction in Wembley Stadium. I would be very shocked if we see Keith Lee. I don't think that's happening.
I wouldn't bank on that.
Oh man, it's sad how Keith Lee's run has gone. It's due to health issues, due to reasons that's not his own undoing. But yeah, I hope Oku has a great showing. Hologram is a guy they've been building up. I hope he gets this will be his first time on a big stage as well. So I hope he gets a good showing. And him and Ricochet probably. Imagine if they're gonna do the match at all out. Get Hologram versus Ricochet. Fuck it, for the sickos, right? For the sickos, they just put it on all out. That might be a thing.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Hologram and Ricochet do an homage to some of the stuff from the Ospreay match. Would not be shocked at all.
I thought you said a homage to the Logan Paul and Ricochet. Jumping from both sides of the ring. No? Okay.
Yeah. I just would be surprised if they reference the Ospreay Ricochet stuff.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Unless they're gonna save it for when Ospreay and him do it.
Maybe. See, from Young Manchego, he says, I love the irony of so many wrestlers that have been labeled the can't do a promo, can't tell stories, not a main eventer, going to AEW to become fucking stars. I mean, that's really been the appeal of the company, of people betting on themselves and really changing the perception. And I think that has been one of the highlights of the company from day one.
Two guys in the main event that they said can't cut a promo, Swerve and Brian, and they both cut fire promos to the go home show. So there you go.
And it goes back to what Phil said as well. Repetition every time allowed them to have time on the microphone. Because even like the promos we're getting from Ospreay is like, because at New Japan he was forced to talk. That's what made his promo abilities much better. It just allowed these people to talk more. Even like Daniel Garcia's promos before he left, he was cutting some fire promos because he's been given more time on the microphone. It just give people repetition and they will improve on the mic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Believe this is our last Humper chat from Bye Bye. He says, happy Grapsody Day. Or they, I don't know. Happy Grapsody Day. Happy to start and end the weekend with you guys at the post show. Sat the man, proper gent who needs a monthly spot on Grapsody. We are psyched for Vince Staples tour. New LP is righteous. Yeah, I think Vince is here in October. There are a lot of people here that in October. I think Wale is here in October. I think Chance is also here. Saba's here in October, and I think Gambino is here at United Center sometime in October. A lot of rappers are here in October.
That's me in September. Gambino's here at the Chase Center in early September, and then I'm gonna go see Lupe at the end of September in the city. There's like a lot of tours, a lot of rapping, a lot of shows are going on right now. It's very exciting. I think Saba's doing the full Comfort Zone 10th anniversary. Mick Jenkins is also doing full The Waters 10th anniversary too right
Great
now.
mixtape.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. I think he's doing a Comfort Zone anniversary show here in Chicago.
You got to go to that.
Which I'm a big fan of Comfort Zone.
Dog, that album's sick, man. I've been playing it since they put it back up, and I'm like, damn, this is really good.
I was very excited when they put it on DSPs, and I've been listening to it a lot.
We got 2 more super chats, and then I think we're out of here. Laurent Forrest says, there's no way Dustin Rhodes should be a champion or a double champion in 2024, especially on the development brand. Let him manage the Von Erichs.
Yeah.
Like it's not about him not being there. I think we want him there, but like him being a double champion is like a lot.
Now, to be honest as well, guys, if you look back on the history, like USWA, Jody King Lawler won that title like 20,000 times. So it's been a thing where established guys will get the title. It's meant to mean more when a young guy wins it. So there might be a method to the madness, but it is. True. The optics looks weird, especially when we heard rumors that ROH is going to get this much bigger focus. And you're like, are they? Or what's the message it's conveying in it? And also, please get Athena off there. Like, if Athena was champion on there and wrestling, like if she got the Mark Briscoe treatment, I wouldn't really complain. But it's like strictly she's the only reason why you have to pay just to see her. Come on, man. I want to see her wrestle everyone else. But anyway, yeah, that's a rant for another time.
Yeah, hey man, Rhodes are on top of this industry, bro. Cody, the Rhodes are on top, man. There's more than one wrestling royal family.
That's true. No matter where it is. And then Aaron Busby says, y'all want Bitter Punk back? Have him feud with Logan Paul. Ooh.
Oh, that sounds
good.
Yeah. Do the whole Larry and do the whole spot again.
Oh my God.
Buckshot, yeah.
But I need him to get back to the energy, bro. That's why I'm like, man, when we get to this shit and we get back to the Rollins feud, I think it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
But I think the prospect of him doing stuff with Heyman again eventually, and finally getting the Roman stare down, I think that can get good. But we've just been doing too much of the same stuff for too long.
I'm with you guys. It's time.
Like really think about it. We've been doing this Drew thing since January.
Since January. Yeah. It's about to be September. Yep. And he's still locked in. Like we're gonna probably get to October and they're still gonna be going at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all of our super chats. Appreciate you guys for submitting.
Yeah, that is all of our Humper chats. Appreciate you guys as always for hanging in there with us. Appreciate the support. Appreciate Sat for coming through as a guest.
Man, such a good time today with Sat. I had some great laughs, man. Really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you guys. No, for me the highlight is the term pillow princess. It actually reminds me. I've actually read it before because my partner is a super pillow princess, guys. Just to let you know. What the laziest motherfucker you ever gonna beat, man.
Dog, she go listen back to this.
She's not, that's what I'm saying. It's too long, right? It's too long. 3 hours and 41 seconds where I said you're lazy. Yeah, but yeah, had a great time. Thank you so much, guys. Huge fan of the pod. It's kind of like it's always a dream to come true when I get the DM from Phil, like, you ready to come? I was like, yeah, of course I'm ready to come down. Let's do this,
No, I really know you're a fan because you said a couple of lines in Grapsody lore that like you have to be in tune to know, and you're like,
listen, it's your show, Rest Things, True Hill Heat. I listen to you guys, but you guys, it may say 3 hours. I'm like, this is 3 days worth of train journeys. I'm gonna like, I legit listen. Even your intro is like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme. I never skip it. I'm like, I have to hear it. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's amazing.
You guys are incredible. You're for the culture. Never break up. If you did, I'll be in my bedroom crying like a little teenage girl when she heard One Direction broke up. So whatever you guys do, keep the energy going. We need you. You're for the culture. You guys are at the forefront. Fuck the haters. Like they say, if you have haters, that means you're doing something incredible. And you guys are doing incredible thing. You always inspire me. And I love listening to you guys. Your friendship shines through, the energy. And you're not just a wrestling podcast. You're also pop culture. You keep on basketball. You talk about this guy named Jokovic. And then you mention Curry. And then you're like, Phil hates LeBron James, or allegedly. You know, there's all these things.
It's not allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm using media training, okay? Just in case LeBron's son, Bronny, listens to it.
Bronny listening to Grapsody sounds hilarious.
You never know. No, what I'm trying to say is like, you guys are a highlight of my week, and I wouldn't know what to do with my weekdays if I didn't listen to you guys. It's very much embedded in my life, and I appreciate you guys. And please know how much you mean to the culture. Know that you guys are doing great things. You do inspire people, touch their hearts and their soul. You touch my heart and my soul. Yeah, we're contemporaries, but I'm a fan of you guys, and I don't care. I'm not. I'm Zack Niangi from WrestleTalk. I ain't gonna listen. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular old black dude doing this thing, but I'm a fan of you guys because you guys create great content, and I very much love listening to you guys. So yeah, thank you so much.
Amazing, man. Like we legit set out to do what you just conveyed to us. So to know that it's happening on so many different levels and so many different, like you live so far away from us that we
London.
still, you know what I mean? We still get to be able to be a part of yours and so many people's lives is amazing. So thank you again.
Yeah, man. No. Let it never not be said that I do appreciate a lot of people that continue to support us. There are people from like all the way in Australia that like send us messages and stuff. And
Barbara Gobb saying he's here, like from India and all this. It's like, dog, that's so amazing.
But yeah, man, appreciate you again, Sat. Again, seeing as a guy that at one point was out of watching wrestling. And the thing that got me back watching wrestling was watching UK YouTubers, and they were all white people. Like no shot to all those guys. Like love Simon Miller, great content creator. Like the Adams and all of the guys at What Culture, the guys at Cultaholic. Again, those guys got me into watching wrestling in a big way again, and being able to say I could see the first black guy that ends up on one of those channels, and he's just like a great guy, very funny guy, very entertaining. It's just like, yeah. Keep going, bro.
Thank you.
You
I
keep
appreciate
going,
you guys, man. Oh yeah, I will, man. I definitely will. And also,
again, congrats to your upcoming baby,
boy. Yeah,
boy.
No, guys, you don't understand. It's all girls. It's like there's 2 girls on my partner side, one on my side, and with my daughter, it's like a girl group. We'll 4 of them together. So my son's gonna be outnumbered. So I'm gonna be like. I'll be like, dude, come on, man. You can do this. Yeah, but Reg, keep going. Reg, keep going with your rap. You've got a video that's out. I've seen it. So you weren't scared that the wheels were moving by itself and you're rapping. You're pretending that the car ain't gonna crash the whole way through, right?
Wait, I have not seen you. You're ghost riding the whip?
Oh no, I shot a video inside of a Waymo in San Francisco. They have driverless vehicles, like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I shot one in one of those, and not nervous at all. It's pretty dope.
I thought you were getting in your Oakland bag and you were ghost riding the whip.
Absolutely not. I see people die doing that. I'm good.
Listen, if I would have pulled up YouTube and you were like walking next to a car rapping, I would have closed everything.
So watch my new video, Phil. Me ghost riding a 64 Impala.
Yo.
But no, check out my new video on YouTube, on Twitter. Black Kelly Slater in the Waymo vehicle. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. Tell you to check out Sat on WrestleTalk. Check out the homies at Rest Things, and wrestling is much too fun.
Yeah,
I got the name right. Shout out to them as well. Shout out to the homie. Shout out to the homie SP3 who's been out in the UK as well.
Yeah, shout out to SP3. He's manned him now too, ain't he?
I'm seeing him tomorrow. Actually, he's coming to All In, so I'll see him tomorrow. Yeah.
But yeah, you know what it is. This has been Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsey, Righteous Reg, and the big homie Sat. We are out of here.
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Out of time.